Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to week 58, I think. It's been a while, of the Choking Hazard podcast with my usual co-hosts over there, Sugar Free Nos.
Hey, what's up?
Down there, RDT.
What's Gucci?
Over there, Josh.
I don't like that.
Oh, was I always in the bottom right?
I'm pretty sure
think
you've
so,
always
yeah.
been in the bottom right, because you were the last
Yeah, you
person to
joined last.
arrive.
You're out of here, bro.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And we've got Hammer, our producer, is in the background as well, in the booth. In the booth.
Why do you have to remind yourself of that 58 week later? You're like, he's in the background. Oh, wait, he's in the booth because this is. You do that every time.
Fly in
I
the
don't
booth.
know. I don't
someone
remember
to make a
anything that goes
compilation
on
of-
from a day to
Of him
day.
doing that.
Every single intro where I say, "Oh, he's in the booth." Well, a lot of the time it's you correcting me and saying, "No, he's in the booth." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." Look, it's been 2 months since our last podcast.
We're back.
Cancel the podcast.
Almost was. Yeah, 2 months since the last podcast. A lot has happened. We've got a lot to talk about. Really, we should have had a podcast in between because there's just been so much going on, but we ended up doing a game night instead. So yeah, we hope you haven't missed us too much.
I have a question.
What's
Why
your question?
358 people here? Did you tell them that you were playing GTA and you've pulled one over on them?
No. That's actually a surprising number to me. Why are there 358 people here?
Did you never
Excellent.
turn your stream off from before and they were just trying to
Yeah.
catch you in some
Yeah.
rude act?
He might play G-Fred. Guys, he might play G-Fred. I know he doesn't even have the game booted up, but I'm feeling a G-Fred.
Yeah, where's the random all? Wait, this isn't random all?
Oh, okay. So instead of using this layout for the podcast, you should just play some random recording of G-Fred in the background.
Ah,
And
that's
talk
the
over
key, isn't it?
It's a good idea.
Dude, you should do it like the old Call of Duty Modern Warfare YouTubers used to do. Just have random G-Fred gameplay in the background while we talk. We could do a dual com. Let's do a dual
Pretty
com.
sure that's exactly what Josh just said.
just
But
repeated what I
you just said it in an American
Look, I
accent.
had a particular theme I was going for.
We
You
just
just
put some
wanted
random
something random in
GTA
the
footage
background.
and make a podcast over that. Well, that's how the podcast originated. When we were doing the Criminal Mastermind Challenge and you guys came into the chat and we just started talking. And then,
Yeah.
you know, and Nos pushed me into doing a podcast, and about 2 years later I said, all right, fine.
This is true.
All right.
It was
how it
exhausting holding him at gunpoint for 2 years solid. I thought he would never break.
So we're doing it an hour earlier this week. We're all already tired, apart from Josh, who seems very sprightly, so he can talk through the entire thing. We'll just all go to sleep.
I had a nap before. Yeah.
We got so much to talk about, so let's go straight into it. New consoles. Is anybody getting either of them?
You serious?
No,
Not right
No,
away.
no, nobody.
Why would you get it? Why would you get a new console? Why would you get
See,
one?
this is what I've been thinking. There's no reason for me to buy either a PS5 or an Xbox right now. I thought there might have been a reason to buy a PS5 if I cared about the Spider-Man game or whatever, to play the new version, the Miles Morales. But then they decided to let everybody know that that's going to be on PS4 as well. So there's only like one exclusive game or something for the PS5. Xbox has nothing because it's Xbox.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you want to give it a counter argument to that?
it's just also available on PC.
Yeah, that's
so-
true. Yeah, that does cloud my judgment a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, I allegedly have a PS5 pre-order.
Why do you say allegedly? Is that because you don't want to admit it, or because you're not sure whether it's actually going to arrive?
No, 'cause- yeah, I don't trust the pre-order
Yeah.
to be honest. So, as we know from the past couple of weeks, the pre-orders have been a nightmare for both Xbox and PS5 on everywhere in the world. So one of the retailers in the UK decided that they were going to have their pre-orders for PS5 go live a couple of days after the initial batch.
What
went live.
retailer?
Argos.
Okay.
So they said, we'll have them live at 9 in the morning for you. So I thought, all right, no problem. I was on a week off anyway. I was having the week off work, so I'd been up really late the night before, and I thought, fuck it, I'll just set my alarm for 8 in the morning. So I set my alarm for 8 in the morning. Got up at 8 in the morning, looked at my phone, and the pre-order stock alert that I've got dinged at 5:41 a.m. I was like, shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a good 9 a.m. that one.
So 5:41 a.m. So I thought, fuck it, I'll go on anyway. And they still had allegedly still had
we'll see.
had some left.
Yeah.
So it went through order confirmation. I got a text saying you'll get it on the official release date and everything. So
you're the only one out of
crossed.
So on the basis of this, 1 out of 5 people are bothering to get at least something. Let's have a little mini poll in the chat. Everybody say something if you got if you tried at least to get a PS5 or an Xbox, if you were genuinely gonna buy one, whether you were successful or not, it doesn't matter, because they were terrible. The releases, the websites went down. They released them at the wrong time. Nobody knew.
Literally, no one cares to get it. Look
Nobody.
At this.
There's literally nobody. Not asked. No. Don't care. Can't be asked. Not asked. No.
Like,
Hell no.
The newest console I have is an Xbox 360.
Yeah, that's what Carolingus said in the chat. I don't even have a current gen console.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on PC, you might not even have any console.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that was the last generation where there was like a point to have a PC and a console. Like this past generation, like, I mean, an argument could be made to like do what I have and had a PS4 and a PC. But even the PS4 exclusives, like, they're not like earth-shattering, world-changing, like the greatest games ever made. If you miss them, you have like lost an experience in your life. Like, they're good. Like, they're all really good. But
yeah, I'm trying to think, if I wasn't playing GTA on all the platforms, what would I have actually bought a PS5 or an Xbox for? And I can't really think of it. Maybe I would have got it for like Gran Turismo Sport and then quickly lost interest. But apart from that,
I would definitely say Xbox is weaker on the exclusives. Even if they didn't bring them all to PC, their exclusives are a lot weaker.
Yeah, I mean, I love Gears of War, but I would have just, if I had a PC, I would just play it on PC, because you can do that.
Well, I'm saying even if you couldn't play it on PC, like just the Xbox lineup is kind of weaker than
I think so.
PlayStation.
Like, the thing that's really killed it for me is that like Microsoft and Sony are doing the whole cloud gaming thing anyway. Like, you can play Xbox games on your phone.
Yeah, that's what they're going for. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like Sony has been doing the bit for PlayStation 4 for ages. Like, if I really wanted to, I've got a PS4 controller. I just plug it into my PC and play through the cloud or whatever.
PlayStation Now is garbage, though. I have actual experience using it. It's pretty garbage.
Well,
so
yeah, it seems like the no, it's gone. Never mind.
So going back to the whole pre-order debacle, Grandpa Hammer has a story for you regarding the pre-orders. So around just over 20 years ago, Grandpa Hammer was in the process of pre-ordering his day one PS2, and for the PS2 there were very, very, very limited numbers of PlayStation 2s. This was back when they didn't have like the level of like mass production that they have in China for consoles and whatnot. So in order to try and make it a bit more fair on customers, Sony actually launched their own pre-order scheme where you had to put down a £25 deposit in a brick and mortar store. And each, you had to fill out special forms assigned by Sony. Each form was assigned a PS2 already, so stores got a set amount of forms based on the amount of PS2s that they would get on launch day. And I was doing some research on this, and I've dug up some stuff that you might quite like. So This was an article from 20 years ago on the BBC, and they were talking to Ray Maguire, who at the time was the managing director of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. And when he was questioned about this, because this scheme was initially seen as quite anti-consumer, right? So this is his quote. Okay, just keep in mind the parallels between then, 20 years ago, by the way, and now. Okay, it's about treating the consumers with respect. If we went the traditional way, there still wouldn't be any in the shops, and they would sell out so quickly, people would walk from store to store to find everyone had run out. If there are not going to be enough to meet demand, then we should be at least grown up enough to admit it to our customers. 20 years ago, that was Sony.
Yeah.
How things change.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
How things change. My goodness.
Yeah, it seems
What
like
a mess.
it's always the same thing, though, isn't it? That things go in cycles. Like every leading platform gets all high and mighty, and then ends up making the same mistakes that the previous leading platform did the previous generation, and it's just all happening again. But yeah, it's been a mess. Pre-orders have just been a mess all over the place.
I want to see what the new camera peripheral is going to be in the next generation. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
The what?
The
Like-
Sony one's already launching with the camera.
Really?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh,
an
you mean
updated
like the
version of
Kinect?
one that they've already
Yeah,
got.
like the Kinect and the PlayStation Eye.
Are they going to keep doing that, even though like VR is going to become more and more advanced? And
Boy, I hope
more
so.
Do they even
applicable?
support VR? Like, I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah,
PlayStation
PlayStation has
should.
their own VR platform.
Yeah,
Like
but
PS
does the PS5 have it?
That's a good point. They
PS5's
never.
rumored to have an updated version of PSVR.
Okay. They haven't
Okay.
I
announced
hope so.
anything. Yeah,
They haven't, but they're launching it with the camera. So
yeah.
I'm surprised that I just looked it up. The PS2 came out in 2000. That's crazy.
yep, 20 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't
Grandpa
get-
Hammer.
It just made me realize I didn't get one until like 2003, I think. It's like
Same.
there's no reason to get a new gen platform immediately. I think there's been less reason now than ever before to get
Well,
one of these new gen
I'll
platforms.
give you my reasoning. I have the money and I want it.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Good
like,
point.
yeah,
And
that's
so
fair
much
enough.
Fair argument.
I mean, that's my argument.
Yeah,
See, now when I buy a truck, why doesn't anyone just accept that logic?
He's
you
not buying
don't-
his 5th PlayStation.
Need it.
He's buying a redundant game console, okay?
So speaking of
Using
terrible
alcohol.
pre-order nonsense, Nvidia were also having pre-order issues with their new graphics cards, the 3080 and 3090.
The launch was like, they had that big press thing, and they're like, "Hey guys, these are twice as powerful as the last ones." Winky face promise. Cross
Yeah.
my big, right? Like, and everyone's like, "Ah!"
It's a
And then,
third
like,
of the
also-
price and twice as powerful.
Yeah. Also, they're reasonably priced ones, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then everyone buys one. Yeah. Have you seen on eBay all the people selling their pre-orders for 3080s or whatever?
Yeah, so what happened is that because Nvidia's systems are so bad, there was no defense against bots or anything like that. So scalpers just bought loads of them, pretty much all of the stock, as soon as the pre-orders went live with bots,
Hell yeah.
and immediately put them on eBay for 3 times the price. And people are buying them. People, it's way works.
Yeah.
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
it's
like,
all
yeah, I
about.
was just gonna say that's capitalism.
Just like print screens of email receipts that they've pre-ordered
Yeah.
it on eBay. Yeah.
And then people are just people don't get them. People don't have them. So they didn't even implement capture until after their entire stock was bought by bots. Exactly.
Meanwhile, I have
really?
to jump through like 3 hoops and email verification just to download a driver. And these people can just actually buy the entire stock of graphics cards
Yeah.
with no captcha. This is ridiculous.
I was looking at my Verizon wireless account on my work computer a couple days ago, and every time I clicked to something new, they're like, "Are you sure you're the person you are? You say you are? We're gonna send you a text." And I was like, "I am literally still here. Why are you doing this to me?" I don't want to have to verify myself every 2 seconds.
But yeah, one of the good things about that was that people created counter bots to bid ridiculous prices on eBay, offer these scalped, so that they wouldn't sell, and then they wouldn't pay for the things, and create new accounts, bid, and then ruin the chance.
This is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just love how dystopian 2020 is.
Yeah.
Is that we have bot wars for computer components.
I know.
That's literally what we're talking about.
It's crazy to me that how they don't have whenever they're releasing things like this. I know that 2020 has been a special year, but like just dealing with the demand seems like it should be more doable. At least if you don't have the stock, you give it to the people who pre-ordered it first, and you let other people know that, okay, you've got your pre-order in, it will arrive in this range of dates. Like, rather than just saying this many people get it and then everybody else is going to have to wait. Like, having some sort of like queue system, or letting people know that, okay, you've got your pre-order in, but you're just not going to get it straight away, rather than not at all and still have to figure it out. I don't know, it just seems like there must be better ways to handle all this kind of stuff. But yeah, creating a demand for these sorts of things is also part of the strategy, I guess, as well.
It's basic economics. I thought you went to college, bro.
Yeah, I guess. I think too goodly of people. All right, so that's that nonsense out of the way. Did anybody get one, by the way? Did anybody get a new graphics card? No? Did anybody try? I didn't even try.
To build a new PC, but I don't want to spend money, so I haven't.
Yeah, I only got a 2070 Super recently, so.
Okay.
I'd really like to build a whole new PC and then take this PC and put it in the living room to play VR on, but I don't want to spend the money. I want to save it for more cars.
See, they're
I bought a
perfectly.
new car.
Oh yeah, you did. That was gonna be our next point about life updates. Well, you've brought us straight into it. You bought a new car. Explain.
I did. Bought myself a brand new 2020 Honda Accord Sport.
Honda gang.
Honda
Yes.
gang.
Yeah.
Oh, Honda gang.
It was just time, man. I was coming up on 100,000 miles on my 2004 Accord.
Oh, Lord in heavens, 100,000 miles.
Well,
Woo,
here's the thing.
Oh, my goodness. You should have sold it to me. I would have bought a 100,000 mile Accord. Easy.
How much would you have taken for it?
What year is it again?
2004.
2004? Probably like a $3,500 car.
2 doors. I should have sold it in the private market because I traded it in to take more off of my.
Oh yeah. I would have given you $3,500 to be pretty.
My down
that's
payment.
honestly lowballing you a little bit.
It wasn't in the best shape as far as exterior. The mechanics were perfectly fine.
Yeah, that doesn't. Exterior does not matter. It's a Honda Accord. Like,
but a family friend of mine said that at 100,000 miles, I should get my timing belt replaced, and that was going to be some money. And I was just like, I want a new car, man. I just want something new with some modern amenities and
that World Trade Center money.
Yeah.
You can go for the new.
So I decided to go for it and get my first new car ever. I mean, I've been driving my last car since I was 17. I'm going to be 26 in October 10th. That's like 2 weeks from now. And I was like, it's just time to get a new car, treat myself to something nice. I actually just took her out for a car wash today. Gave her a fresh bath.
Should we show the image of it, or is there anything?
Yeah, go for it. There's no license plate at the time. That was just the dealer plate. So
there it is.
Yeah, she's
nice.
I don't usually refer to it as a her either. I don't know why I'm doing that right now, but
Honda Accords are nice. I would know. They're really nice.
Yeah, and it's a beauty. It's so fun to drive. It's got like Bluetooth and all this fun stuff. I never have to listen to the radio again, which is awesome.
All the modern amenities of a new car.
Exactly. Yeah, hands-free stuff. I don't have to put my phone on speaker and put it in my lap, and people are like, "What'd you say? You're on the freeway right now?" I'm like, "Yes, I am."
I can't
But now
imagine
it's all-
ever getting a new car.
Yeah, same.
It just seems so
Why not?
wildly
Financially
expensive.
irresponsible.
Yeah. How much does it depreciate a minute?
A minute, the second you drive it off the lot, it's like 10K less. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be able to sell it to a private buyer for, almost as much as I bought it for. And
Tell
I'm
you
gonna
what, gents. RDT had the money and he bought it. He wanted it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
He had the money
yeah.
and he wanted it.
I mean, I would get a new car if I had the funds to buy one, but I can't imagine ever having the funds to buy a new car, at least feeling like I couldn't
Man,
just
you
use
poor-
that for
you
something
people
else.
over in Europe, man, it's so sad, man. It's just so
Any
bad.
car. I don't...
Yeah, it's like so sad. You got to pay like $1 billion just to register your vehicle
It's
with
like,
the
oh.
government. All the cars are really expensive.
Like you're talking about paying him 35 grand for his car, and I'm just like, what the money you're talking about?
Well, I mean, he didn't pay it in cash, so I mean, the
I don't-
finance.
Yeah, it's finance. I'm going to be paying that off for 6 years, but
Sure,
actually
I
no,
suppose, yeah.
for 5 years. I'm doing
5 years.
Okay,
That's really good, actually. That's because there are fools out there that are financing cars for like 8 years. It's like cars don't last 8 years if you drive only one car. Like,
Well, I'm gonna be
especially in the U.S.
I imagine I'm going to be driving this car for like 10 years. I drove my 2004 for 10 years, basically.
Yeah, I guess you kind of have a different driving experience with you living in New Jersey and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like
I'm not
it's
going
20 miles
45
to get
minutes
to my
to see
work.
my friends.
So yeah,
But yeah, and it's still so fun every time I get in. For the first week that I had it, it's push to start, and I've never even experienced that before. So for the first week that I had it, every time I parked, I would go and reach for the keys, and I would just like slip. I'd be like, "Wait, oh no, my keys are in my cup holder." Like this is so weird to me. It was great.
I mean, my Civic is a push to start. I have to put the key in first, but then you push the button.
see,
and...
which is so that's so redundant to me. Like it makes no sense. Like
yeah,
you gotta put
it
it
doesn't.
in.
It makes like I have to put the key in, turn the key, and then push a button instead of just turning it one extra
car
notch
mode.
to start.
Race car.
But
My 07 Civic is a race car.
what I've discovered between last podcast and this podcast is that a Civic means something different in the US than it does in the UK or Europe. Like
Really?
a Civic in the US is like a saloon type car or sedan.
It comes in a coupe and a sedan.
Yeah, you can get 2 doors or 4.
Yeah, just like the Accord used to be. The Accord's only a sedan now.
Is it like still the same
Yeah.
the sort of Civic shape that's a little bit like
Yeah.
funky?
Yeah,
on
my
in the
04
coupe.
Accord was a coupe.
Okay.
A coupe. So
Okay.
Yeah, and my
Now I have 4
2013
doors,
Accord
which is great.
is a coupe. So
Okay. Peter asked how my Civic has actually fared during the years. It's really good. 2007 Civic, you got it.
it's great, dude. They're bulletproof.
Yeah,
man.
they don't go
Honda's
wrong.
just-
You just get them
Honda's
serviced
got you, man.
like a year, every 6 months or something, and make sure it's ticking over nicely and makes a treat. I would buy another one, to be honest, like a new one.
All right,
I would
all right,
buy
I'm
you
writing
one.
it down. Civic
Do it.
equal goods.
Just any Honda with a VTEC, really. Just Honda engines just don't die.
Yeah.
Basically, people
they're
who buy
unkillable.
Hondas like I want the reliability of Toyota, but I actually want a fun car. So I'm gonna go buy a Honda. It's like the Toyota lineup's pretty weak, honestly, in terms of like fun cars. So,
I'm like so jaded on Toyotas ever since that time when the Priuses wouldn't stop. Do you remember that?
Priuses wouldn't stop.
Yeah, you don't remember that? Oh my god, that was like a thing in the U.S. They had Priuses that just would not break,
Oh,
and
wow.
people were getting into accidents. And so ever since then, I've just been like, Toyota sucks. Toyota doesn't know anything about cars. They don't even put
I
brakes.
feel like
in
the
their
Prius
cars.
is a lot more common over in the US than it is over here, though. Like every
'cause-
single Uber I got into when I was in the US was a Prius without fail.
Are you kidding, bruv? Have you taken an Uber in London?
That's no, I
Every
haven't. To be
Uber's
fair,
a
no, I
fucking
have,
prize.
but it wasn't a Prius. I think it was like a Mercedes
my
or something.
the Mercedes.
Yeah,
nice-
it was a pretty
nice
nice Uber.
town.
The only Uber I've ever got in London, and it was like swanky.
That was
Ooh.
funny. The last
Uber
time,
Black.
Yeah, the last time that we were in London, I kept getting Priuses as my Uber, and then me and Percy ordered one at the same time, going to different locations. His turned up and it was a Prius, and mine was like an S-Class Mercedes.
Nice.
Damn, wow. People out there grinding. Imagine driving a Mercedes and Uber.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my dreams has always been to buy a Porsche 944 so I could deliver pizzas in a Porsche. Like, that's always been one of them, because I could do it. It would be really irresponsible in terms of like mechanic work and stuff. It'd be pretty.
Oh yeah, those are some good cars.
Just learn to do it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't work on Porsches by myself. I didn't even go to high school. Like, it's like.
Congratulations, Andy T, on getting your new car.
Thank you very much.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, getting some respect out here.
Speaking of moving,
you made a nice choice. You made the correct choice with a car. Good job.
I know.
Not many people do that. You could have went and got like a Chevy Cruze or something. And
No, never. My family has always driven Hondas. Like, we've only ever owned Hondas, so I would never stray away from there.
Well, speaking of other life updates, Nos, you have to give us the update and story of your workplace, because we heard it a little bit on the game night that took place of the podcast last month, but we didn't really get the full story, and obviously it's a month later. We kind of need the update. Okay,
so long story short, I quit my job and then I went back. That's the long story. Or short story.
That's the long story. Holy shit.
Sorry. Long story is.
I mean, not too long. We got a lot to go through.
There was some insubordination. There was a worker strike. There was drama. There was intrigue. There was
twists.
Twists, turns. It just, the story has been wild, and now I'm back at work. So anyway.
At a pizza place? What the hell is happening?
Yes, okay.
Death, deception.
Yes, there was murder.
Make a TV show of Domino's Pizza.
Pizzas over the type of bridges as they close or whatever.
Yes. Okay, so here, let me try to explain this to you. So, okay, so you've got my boss, who's a part owner of the store, right? And then you have the guy above him, okay? Right, so you got these two people.
So is the guy above him like the owner of the store, and the other guy's like
owns
minority or something?
10+ stores, and he big money,
right?
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And you got the guy below him that's kind of a part owner of our store, and I know him really well. We work together all the time. The day before I quit, I went and cooked burgers with him and his family that night before, so I know him pretty well. So all of the other workers, like all the other managers, they're objectively underpaid. Like it's pretty, like I make the most money out of anybody in that store because my boss likes me. I make a little more money and I make tip money. Like I just it's just that's how it is. And I don't think that's right, but
weird.
I'm not going to start.
But okay.
I'm not going to start asking moral questions from the top of the mountain. Okay,
you're not going to rock the boat from your higher position.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not making that much money. So anyway, so all these disgruntled workers, the big boss comes in. We were doing remodels on the store at the time, and our big boss is there more often. So he's starting to talk to all the workers, everybody else, and talk to the managers and everything like that. So essentially what ends up happening is everybody gets together and just one day they decide that they're just not going to come to work and they're going to go talk to the big boss and try to get more money and get our current boss, just make him leave. That's pretty much there were a lot of factors that led up to that, with my boss being mean a lot. He's kind of mean. It's a fact. He is mean to people.
That's subjective, though.
No, he's pretty objectively mean. I've seen it. He yells at people quite often. So
maybe that's just how he communicates in his culture.
He's American. But anyway. So yeah, all that drama happened, and then the guy who did get in charge, the manager who led this whole thing, when he was put in charge, it's like he just all of a sudden got majorly depressed and like crumbled under all the responsibility of that job and personal problems. And the store like fell apart there for a minute. So
the person who was put into the place of the guy who got ousted.
Yeah, basically, like he was going to be the general manager of the store, and then just didn't do his job.
Right.
So after that, now my boss is back, and everything's starting to actually pick up and get back rolling again. Because even though he's mean, he does keep the place running really, at a pretty good state. So. Yeah, I quit about, and the problem with it for me was, like, during their whole strike, all they did was, like, one Sunday, they were like, we're just not going to show up tomorrow. And then my boss would called everybody, and no one would answer, like, no one answered their phone, except, like, me. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come in for a 17-hour shift. And this was right after my cousin died, too, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, and I was still sick, too. Like, my cousin had died, and, my cousin Tuff died, and I was sick that whole week. And I went back on a Monday, and I was still deathly ill, and I worked like 15 hours with it. How long until I become a manager? Never, because managers make garbage money there. So.
Oh yeah, you were saying this before in the previous podcast. You would actually be better off as you are right now than being promoted to the manager of the store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, but that
it's how it is.
Yeah, that's how it is. Got to play all my cards.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I was deathly ill, and I came in. No one would answer their phone, which really bothered me. Like, if you're gonna have a strike, personally, in my opinion, and a lot of people, I've talked this about with like a lot of people, and some have disagreed with me, which is okay. But honestly, like, if you're gonna go on a strike, pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm not coming into work because this, and this. We're doing this. Goodbye."
That's normally how strikes are meant to be.
Just. Like that, yeah. That's the point. It's like you have demands, and you tell them why, and that's just how, right?
Yeah, you don't.
But
just
nobody
not
answered their phone, which really bothered me. So when I had a really bad series of days, I had one of my managers walk out on me on a Friday night, and he was the only manager there. So I essentially had to become manager, which I know how to do everything, but it's still the principle of the matter of him walking out on the shift.
Yeah.
So. I called them all spineless cowards in my group chat and left for 2 weeks. So, yeah.
It's a very NOS thing to say.
How is the work environment now?
It's all right. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Call them all yellow, and now you're...
Yeah, I called them all spineless cowards. That's my direct quote, was spineless cowards.
Oh, that's great.
Domino's is franchisees on Domino's. It's there are corporate stores, but it's mainly franchise stores for Corza, who is asking.
So now that the other guys come back, is he changed in any way, or has anything changed about anything? Or is it exactly how it was?
No, the managers are making more money. The big boss bumped all of them up to a just esteemed $11 an hour.
Okay.
So,
but would you still make more money doing your position?
Yes, I make about $10 an hour in tips alone.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, so I make near their wage just in tips.
Mm.
So, and plus I have a paycheck on top of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
honestly,
after all that, after all
now.
that, nothing's changed.
Yeah, I think after taxes, that's pre-tax, or is that post-tax?
That'd be pre-tax, so probably about $15 an hour.
Okay,
Post-tax,
yeah.
if I had to guess.
With the amount that I'm working from home, and in Q4, we're probably making about the same money. Like, it's insane. I'm on from 9 in the morning to like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And I just want to quit my job, and I think we need to go heal. I think we need to make this an alt-right podcast that peddles conspiracy theories so that we can blow up and make a ton of money from Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, we just need to just put all our cards on the table, mid-rolls every 10 minutes during the podcast.
We got to sell out hard, bro.
Sandy Hook was a false flag organized conspiracy.
Exactly. I'm so tired of working. It's insane. This needs to blow up right now.
Go get a job delivering pizzas in your brand new Accord.
But that's what gets me about like salaried work like that, like what you do, Andy T. How you earn your set amount, but if you're working like you're saying 3 hours more a day or whatever it is, every day, and you're not getting any compensation for that. Like, how is that in any way right?
I don't know, man.
Salary kind of is doo-doo. I mean, from one perspective, I feel like it's like you get paid a certain amount to fulfill all your responsibilities, and however much time it takes to fulfill those responsibilities is on you. But like, then I'm sure they just pile more responsibilities onto you than you can do in an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
So, and then it's just not right.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happened. Was they merged 2 of our teams, which means that I now have double the work because I'm supposed to be the specialist on 2 different departments.
Okay.
And so now I'm doing something that I didn't sign up to do, and I'm still getting paid the same amount that I, was originally getting paid. And I'm working until, all hours of the night.
That's ridiculous.
And it's all digital marketing, and people freak out. I'm like, it's just ads on a page. Relax. It's not changing hearts. It's not like, what are you doing? Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, I find that marketing people do tend to get a little bit highly strung.
It's like, I don't understand it. It's so weird.
I don't either.
They're like, if we don't hear back from Pizza Hut about this ad campaign in the next hour, they're gonna pull out. I'm like, I don't care. Like, what are you talking about?
So do you
know
think
how many people died of coronavirus this week? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, perspective. Are you like actively looking for something else or not?
I will be. I plan to move back to Philly when my lease is up. So once that's done, I'm gonna be looking for jobs and apartments in Philadelphia, and
hopefully have a better quality of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's move in together, ODT. Come on.
Let's do it. Move to Philly.
We've got I'll transfer to a Domino's store in Philly.
That's it.
I'll put one of my cars on a trailer. I'll drive the truck up there, and we'll.
Wow, you would do that? You would abandon your other babies just to live with
that's
me?
what we can do. We can do the road trip.
I mean, I'd come back and visit.
We'll do the podcast road trip. We'll all go over, drive all your cars to Philly. That's the plan.
I like it. That's a great idea.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, I have enough. I have enough vehicles for everybody now.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually have enough vehicles for everyone.
We could do that.
Which vehicle of mine would each one of you drive?
Well, no, we have to each drive all of them. Like, that's the idea. We swap on the way, so we get the experience and choose. Oh, that was the best, and that one was the worst.
I want to start Josh in the truck. I feel I would make Josh drive the truck first.
Truck? I need the smallest thing first.
No, exactly. That's the comedy. That's the comedy. Is I put you in the truck.
Are any of them automatic?
The Cavalier is.
That's the only one that's automatic?
Yes.
Oh, man. I don't drive stick. So I'll have to learn fast.
That's a big letdown. Speaking of...
I swear, if all of you people actually fly here, we will go anywhere that you want to go. I swear we will.
I would love to do something like that. It'd be so cool.
Just fly to Birmingham. I'll come get you from the airport in Birmingham.
Yeah. We'll get in the back of your truck.
Yes, there's a Birmingham in America.
Right,
it's in my state.
Not New Birmingham?
No, it's Birmingham in the US, and here
Birmingham.
it's just Birmingham.
Right. Okay.
Birmingham.
Okay.
Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah,
right.
You gotta say it real fast. Birmingham.
Okay.
There you go. You're American now.
Speaking of driving more, I noted this down in the document as something that I want to hear more about. Is Josh's iRacing career is blooming.
Oh, okay.
You seem to be getting super into it, and I'm curious about it.
Okay, yeah. I can't remember why I got super into it now. Oh, I remember why. So iRacing, it's a racing sim for those that don't know, but it has like seasons where they have like blocks of like, hey, there's this 14-week season, and you do stuff in it, blah blah blah. But you only get like license upgrades like at the end of seasons normally, unless you go do other stuff. But anyway, it was coming to the end of the season, and I was like at the very edge of like an A license. I had a B license, and if I just did like one more race, I could get an A license. But there was like, it was the end of the season. There was like nothing left to do. The only thing that was left was like a 4-hour Nürburgring endurance race. and I've never driven the Nürburgring before. I never learned it.
That's
and the whole
of all the tracks to
point
do the first time, the
Yeah,
Nürburgring.
and the whole point of the license thing is for safety rating, right? So you have to, it's like by how safe you are or whatever. So I couldn't just sign up for a 4-hour Nürburgring endurance race and just tear it up and blow it up, and then I'd be out, right? And then I wouldn't get my license.
Yeah.
So it was like super stressful. I had to try to find a teammate, but thankfully one of my friends came through at the end for me, so I had a teammate who was confident in it. But I just ended up driving the MX-5 around the Nürburgring I did a 2-hour stint.
Yes.
Yeah. The little
Yes.
car. And that was like absolutely terrifying. And I'm like, I barely learnt the track in time. I came up with a lot of silly names for all the corners to try to remember it. Like there was the Tightener and the actually slow down, you idiot corner.
I like that.
It's like this deceptive corner that looks like it's fine, but I overshoot it every time. But it went well. And we got through it. I think we came like last or something. But the car didn't die. And then after that, I was like, oh man, endurance racing sure is fun.
Endurance racing is great.
I forgot the whole reason I was trying to get the A license. The whole reason I wanted to get the A license was so that I could drive F1 cars in iRacing, because that's like the highest level of like open wheel stuff. Obviously, you need like a super high license to be able to drive them. And this season, like between the seasons, they do big patches where they like add a load of content and change a bunch of stuff. It's a long story, but they added back in the 2015 McLaren MP430 they had. They fixed a bunch of stuff about it. They made the MG, like the hybrid stuff, simpler, and they added tire compounds. So there's like soft, medium, hard tire and stuff. And everyone was really hyped about it. So I was like desperate to get this A license and start doing F1. But I did manage to do it. I managed to get it. Yeah, the GP2 engine car. That's the one. Yeah. But it's like, it's a trash F1 car for the season, but driving it is like actually insane. Like the corners come at you so fast. But anyway, I did the endurance race and I was like, oh man, that was actually really fun. I should get into endurance racing. And then I was like, and I started looking at the iRacing schedule, and I didn't know this, but they actually have an endurance race like every weekend. Like there's a different endurance race. Sometimes it's like a 3-hour GT3 endurance race. Sometimes it's a 6-hour like Le Mans endurance race with LMPs and all sorts of stuff.
I'm curious at this point how it works when you say it's like they've got this endurance race on the weekend. Presumably it's like it's the same race, but how does everybody come together to do that race? Like surely there's more people than the people who would be on a track at the same time.
Yeah, so they have the split system. So say you're doing they have like a series with a 20 car maximum. If like 40 people turn up and register for it, they'll split them into 2 different races. They'll have all the fast people in one race and all the slow people in another.
And how do they determine that fastness and slowness?
Your rating. You have in iRacing, you have 2 rankings. You have I rating and safety rating. Okay. So like I rating is how fast you are and how much you win and stuff. And safety is how safe. But yeah, sometimes for like the really big events like Daytona 24 or Le Mans 24 hours and stuff like that, you'll have like 20 splits or something.
Yeah, okay. There's so many people all racing at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I figured out, I realized there was all this endurance racing and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I need to like make a team and stuff. And we made a team. And we did the thing that you do in the GTA stuff, and we have a GTA themed in iRacing endurance team. It's called Pro Laps Motorsport.
Pro Laps.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
We've got all the GTA.
I feel like there's been a Pro Laps Motorsport team in the MCDC, right?
And Pro Laps.
Yeah. We got all the GTA sponsors and stuff on the cars. One of our members, Zach, has been like, I think he's in the chat. I think I saw him. Zago. He's been like making crazy paints.
Can we have pictures of these paints?
Yeah, I'm just trying to link it. There you go. If you got that's the custom paint website for iRacing, so you can have a look.
Trading paints, I like that.
Yeah. That's what the program's called. But yeah, so I've actually started an endurance racing team, and every weekend we're doing like a different endurance race. tomorrow we're doing a 3-hour GT3 endurance race at Brands Hatch with the Mercedes GT3 that Bruff's looking at.
Nice.
Ooh, I immediately I looked at the MX-5 because of course I did, and I like that he used the Annis logo. I like that.
Yeah. We got all sorts of liveries and stuff. But yeah, I actually managed to get a team together. And
Cool.
and now this is the bit of the podcast where I tell Bruffy to actually play iRacing.
I know.
Join Pro Laps Motorsport. And every weekend you can have a little special event and do an endurance race. Right?
It's so expensive though.
I mean, I have the subscription to it now.
Yeah.
Like, you have an iRacing subscription?
Yeah, there was like some crazy 70 or 75% off Steam sale or something, so I got a year's subscription. And I bought it thinking, okay, I'll use it at some point. Let's just buy it and I'll force myself to use it. I haven't yet. I know.
If I could get it for cheap, I might try it.
I mean, we can make a Ron Racing team or whatever if you want to rebrand.
Bring Ron Racing into iRacing as well. Put the two GTA teams against each other.
No, the third team arrives. U-Tool Motorsports has arrived.
all our MCEC affiliations start coming through in iRacing.
Just move it all to iRacing.
Yeah, you just have a whole split full of nothing but GTA teams.
You can host your own like leagues and stuff. And a bunch of when I first started playing iRacing, a bunch of my other GTA speedrunners all followed me through to iRacing, and they made their own league, the Sunshine Autos League.
Oh, I think I rated you once when you were covering a race of that.
Yeah, I they every other week they race TCRs, like the touring cars, but they're front wheel drive, and I absolutely hate them. So instead of being in it, I just commentate it instead.
How's the VR support for iRacing? Is it good?
Great. Yeah, that's what I play in. You can see my wheel and stuff behind me. It just looks at a wall, right? There's no screens in front of it. I only play in VR.
Because I haven't really played any racing games in VR yet, so
yeah, it's pretty good if you get through the motion sickness stuff. If you have that,
I haven't had that so far in everything I've played.
I need to try VR with racing games as well. We have a Vive, but it's just setting it all up.
The only problem with iRacing is that it's it's a really old engine, so it's really single threaded, so it's really CPU bound. But for VR, there's not too much of a problem since it uses your GPU anyway. If anything, it makes it a balanced program if you play VR.
I just found the Nodo Prolapse Racing thread. I'm going to show it on the stream. Super Stepper created it. Remember Super Stepper?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Look at this Banshee in Prolapse colours. Team colours, Sunrise Orange, Frost White, Dark Steel, and Black Wheels.
License plate.
Yeah, man.
Let me try to find this.
I can link it.
Cat is waking up, Jeff.
Yeah, just link it to me.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, we were trying to find a GTA thing that was San Andreas as well as not just GTA 5 since I do SA. Originally we were going to be called Wang Cars.
Wang Cars.
That's
a thing in SA, but Pro Laps is funnier since it's actually a racing joke as well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's meant to be kind of a I guess running mainly.
Yeah, it's a sportswear brand. Yeah, but they have liveries in GTA 5. That's what we based this livery off of.
Interesting though, I don't think Prolapse ever participated in the multi-class endurance championship though.
Oh man.
Well, no, they did. Season 4. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Super Stepper, Adam and Kuntash. They finished 8th out of 9.
Well, we're carrying on the dream. We're doing multi-class endurance races every weekend.
Man, you could have fun just looking at all these team threads and going down memory lane.
Yeah, that would probably be a stream at some point. We just port them all over to iRacing.
But yeah, we're doing GT3 in the Mercedes, and when a good track combination comes up, we're going to do the LMP2 as well, because this season they added a new LMP2 and it's so good to drive. Everyone's loving it.
Okay.
There's so many people driving it, so you should get in on it.
Yeah, I
Drive.
probably will sooner rather than later. It's all wearing me down a little bit. Yeah, you're winning.
Yeah, but yeah, like let me look at what the rookie schedule is right now. Okayama, Lime Rock, Summit Point, Alton Park, Charlotte Roval. Yeah. What tracks did you? Laguna Seca, you said you wanted to do, right?
Yes.
Annoyingly, that's right at the end of the season.
Okay.
So how long do I have?
That would be, I think it's the 1st of December.
Is it possible to jump in as a rookie at the end of the season and get out of rookie?
Oh yeah. So the way rookies work is as soon as you get a high enough license, you get like a D license. If you there's 2 ways of being promoted. It's having more than 3 safety rating at the end of a season, or if you just hit 4, you get insta promoted.
Okay.
And you can fly through the early ranks really quickly. We have some people that like only just started playing iRacing, and they've flown up to a C license in order to do the endurance races with us.
It's not too difficult as long as you drive properly and race properly.
Yeah, like get a C license and you can do like 90% of the stuff.
Okay.
I only wanted to grind for an A license just for the F1.
Yeah. Okay.
And the F1 has been god awful for me. I haven't had a single
Can you
good
like
race.
get on there and like just drive any car you want like by yourself, like in a hot lapping scenario, or like to practice?
When the servers go down, they have like a thing called test drive where you just drive whatever you want on a track you own. But otherwise you have to own the car. But I mean, you could just buy whatever car you want, even if you don't have a license.
Yeah, they make their money from not only the subscription, but you buy the cars and you buy the tracks, right?
Yeah.
See, that just disgusts me, though. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a scam to me.
Like,
it can get very expensive.
The thing I always say is that from a gamer perspective, it's stupid expensive, right? But from a motorsport perspective, you know what it costs
Way
roughly,
cheaper
right?
than
You tried to do it. It's like
it's right in that middle ground where gamers think this is ridiculous, and then people who drive real cars are like, "Oh, that's cheap."
Yeah. It's like for the equivalent cost of iRacing, I could drive like one go-kart around one track, like 6 times a year or something.
Yeah.
But this is like I'm driving like F1 cars in Spain or LMPs.
This is why you just drive an MX-5 daily. Everywhere is a racetrack. Everywhere is a racetrack.
The MX-5 is free in iRacing, Ross.
That is a selling point.
It's the rookie car. It's the car you start with.
Of course it is.
I just put my new car into sport mode and just whip it around the old folks' home. That's what I do.
Yeah, take it to a track, take it around.
Yeah.
I mean,
is your Accord the V6 or the 4-cylinder? By the way,
it's the 4 inline or something like that. Yeah,
it's something like that. Okay.
I feel like if it was the V6, he would know it was the V6.
But it's got the 1.5 turbo on it.
Oh, it's a turbo engine? Okay.
Yeah.
I bet that's a peppy little boy. Mine doesn't have a turbo, unfortunately.
It's fun. It's got a little pickup on it when I want it to.
Mine's I think a 2.2 liter naturally aspirated, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I literally know nothing about anything. So
I just remember another thing, Nos. One of the other free pieces of content, it's unranked as well, so you can dick about in it, is the pickup trucks. On oval.
Oh, you see his eyes there. His eyes just lit up.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, the race it like stock car trucks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's called the Pickup Cup.
The Pickup Cup.
It's the NASCAR truck Chevrolet Silverado 2008.
Yes.
It's like free content. You can drive it
yes,
whenever you want. Yeah, because iRacing was originally an oval thing. That road is just one of the things they expanded into. And there's dirt oval and there's rallycross. If you care about that.
Oh, I love rallycross.
Oh yeah, they got that.
Yeah, it's wearing me down. I'm losing the will to fight it at this point.
We'll have to organize it one day. I'll have to. Okay, let's see.
Like,
hold on. How much is in my PayPal?
Babe,
okay.
No wedding. I'm getting iRacing.
Yeah, sorry. Thing is, I still want to get like I don't want to do it. Car racing is too expensive, but I want to get my own kart and start racing in the local championship. So I'm trying to think about that and like. I want to
your own cart. But how do you transport the cart?
Well, you can leave it at the track. They have like lockers for the carts and stuff.
You mean
I have
$116.56. How far does that get me in iRacing? Does it give me anything?
Get the rookie. Yeah, you could do like a whole season with that.
Oh, okay.
And like you could do one season of one thing, right? Like you wouldn't be able to do lots of stuff, but it's a car is like $11.95 and a track is like $15.95.
I guess I'll have to stream and beg people for more money for my.
Sure, yeah.
When you just have a donation goal. As soon as you hit the donation goal, you buy a new car. You buy a new track. It's like mini donation goals for like £12, £15.
You have the donation goal for the next week's track.
Yeah.
If you don't hit it, you can't stream, right? Oh,
oh no. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
I want to start selling out, man. I want to sell out so hard.
Just so you can leave your job.
Yes, I want to stop working so bad. I want to become one of those Instagram robots that go into every like major person's Instagram comments. I'm like, I'm too cute to work a 9 to 5. And then just have a link and send me money.
Yeah, the World Trade Center has changed you.
Yeah,
it's broken your spirit.
I've been working from home since March, bro. It's like, it's so bad because when you work from home, everyone thinks you're always at work.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you didn't have this problem when you were actually at work. Like you weren't staying this late and doing these extra hours.
I was like, I have to go home. I have to eat food. Yeah. Now they're like, you can't just bring your laptop into the bathroom with you. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Keep working.
Yeah.
Okay, you're eating. You need a shower, but keep working while you're doing that. Come on. I mean, you're at home.
While you're cooking pasta and eating Taco Bell, why aren't you working right now?
What would happen if you like stuck strictly to like 9 to 5:30 and you said, right, I'm done at it's 5:30. I'm done. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, I've always worked 9 to 6.
So okay, so yeah,
I'd
6.
probably get yelled at.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Honestly, I think people would be like, you should probably stay online a little bit longer, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that, and then we would see what happens, but.
It would be interesting to see what the reaction of that was. Whether because is not doing more work beyond your contracted hours grounds for being fired or something? Like I don't know what the US is like because
it's a good question, and I would love to test the waters, but also at the same time, I'm too afraid to.
Well, of course, that's why they do it in the first place.
They would just find some other reason to get rid of you. Right?
Yeah,
they've got you by the balls. Well, when you've got a new job or apartment lined up in Philadelphia, you should then do that and test it and see what happens.
It's a good point.
When you know that you're going to leave anyway.
Well, yeah, 100%. I don't think if I do join another company in the next year, I don't think it'll be as strict as it is now or as ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. A quick note, I guess, before we move on to gaming news is I did the week of streams, and that was very successful. We got raised like £2,000 for charity, and it rounded up to 2,500 with gift aid. So it was a successful week. Five different charities all benefited from that, and thanks everybody for supporting during that week. And I always do those stream weeks hoping to get the experience. Thank you, Aditi. I always do those stream weeks to hopefully get that little taste of what it would be like to be a full-time streamer. But I'm not a full-time streamer, so I'm always having to do something else. So I do the hours of a full-time stream, but then I have to do YouTube videos as well. I can bring it down a little bit, but there's always still something else. So I end up just working ridiculous hours during that week, but it's always good fun. The streams were really good this time. It's been the best stream week that we've had, I think, watching that Rockstar Crew battle from 2014 from the Rockstar live stream.
Be there for most of that.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of people stayed up late to watch that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was from like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I think. So,
Jeez.
RDT, you should have been there. It was perfect time for you. Do you know? Oh, you would have been working, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have been working probably.
But that was so much fun going back and watching that crew battle on the Rockstar stream and seeing all the nonsense that happened. We just show you some snapmatics and all this kind of stuff when they couldn't get people into the lobbies. But yeah,
It's nice to see it was just as funny the second time I watched it, considering the first time I was blind drunk when I watched it. I was so unbelievably hammered for it. It was great.
Yeah,
It was great both times for different reasons.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
I also did a week of streams.
You did actually.
Ooh.
How was it?
Good. First time I've done that. It was really fun. We did some interesting stuff. I had a night that I called Boomer TV, which was spawned from this podcast. If you'll remember me mentioning that cartoon ages ago. We went back and watched all the stuff that I used to watch as a kid on TV, on Twitch. So we had a watch party for that, and I ended up over the course of the week I gave away £1,358 worth of Steam games to people in the community. It was good. It was good fun.
Nice. How did you have all those codes of things?
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Okay. Fair enough. That's true in life. So yeah, good stuff. Do we want to? What's this image of you linked?
Before we move on, someone in chat suggested it was a look at it this way. You wouldn't have to find somewhere to park the iRacing cars. To which I replied, "Finding places to park them is fun." And I just wanted to give an update on what the fleet looks like these days before we move on.
Okay.
So this is what poor people GTA looks like right here. This is poor people GTA in real life. So,
I have a question. Like, is your favorite, most prized Mazda MX-5 in the back there? Is that the spot for the best?
Yes. Okay. That is under the carport.
Yeah. Okay.
So. A two-tone Cavalier. Yeah, it used to be a one-tone Cavalier. About 20 years ago, it was one-tone. But yeah, you got so that's my 90.
Dually.
My 90 Miata back there, and I've got the 2000 there, and then my Cavalier, my Accord, and my F350.
Why do the wheels go out so far on that F350?
It's a dually.
What's a dually?
It's a dually, brother. It's got 4 wheels on the back.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes more sense.
I love how the concept of a dually is foreign to this man. It makes me so happy. Why are the wheels so far out on the
What is that accent?
I don't understand. It's a truck diesel. What kind of question is that?
Truck diesel.
Cooper Towers said in the chat,
diesel.
Is that Bruffy's PS4 garage? That's better than my PS4 garage.
This is actually better than Bruffy's GTA garage.
We haven't spoken about that, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing really to speak about, but
yeah.
But
anyway, the red Miata, it's a 1990 base model, open diff. The 2000 is I don't even know what trim level it was originally. It has a Japanese motor in it and a limited slip differential that the previous owner added. The Cavalier's a 99 space model. 2013 4-cylinder Accord 6-speed manual, and the truck's a 94. This is the most complicated one to explain. It's a 94 F350 single cab dually, and it has a 7.3 liter international non-turbo diesel engine. Okay, so it's not a Power Stroke, and it's not one of the international motors with the Garrett turbo added on. It is an international 7.3 liter naturally aspirated diesel motor. Yes, you got it, RDT? You got it all written down?
I might have to take my socks on to take my socks off, start counting my feet.
Anyway, it was made. Is it an IDI? Yes, that is what they're called. They're called the IDI 7.3 liter.
You sounded very Alabama then when you were explaining that.
Well, that's what it is. It's You know, because from 94 and back on the diesel engines, International made them. And then from 94 and a half onward, Ford made the Power Stroke Turbo Diesel. And they started off with a 7.3 liter displacement on the Power Stroke Turbo Diesels.
Okay.
94.
What do I
a
use
great
it
year.
for? I've been to the dump a couple times.
All right, let's move on to the gaming news because there's plenty to go through on this.
Ooh.
I know RDT was wanting to talk about the Tony Hawk remakes.
Tony Hawk is great again. Oh my god. Dude, this has been the greatest remaster of all time. The Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remakes. Have any of you guys played them? Yep.
I haven't played the new ones now.
No, and I only played one Tony Hawk game back in the day, but I can't remember what number it was. 3, I think.
I pre-ordered it so that I could get access to the demo.
Yeah.
Played the demo for 5 minutes. I was like, nope, don't like it. But then I cancelled the pre-order, and then when it was out, I was worn down and went and bought it again.
How do you?
So I've not played it. I need to be in the right frame of mind to play it, because when I played the demo, I was like, this doesn't feel anything like the original games, so I'm out. Basically.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it feels that much different from the demo, and I thought the demo felt.
No. I know. I know. To me, it felt a lot like Tony Hawk's 3, and I don't like Tony Hawk's 3. That was the reason that I stopped playing the Tony Hawk's games. Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 were like the best, but it feels like 3, and I don't like 3.
Which is the one that had Ace of Spades playing in the screen when you loaded up the game?
3, I think.
3, that's the one that I had. I really enjoyed it, to be fair. That was the only Tony Hawk's game I had, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tony Hawk is great again because they completely redid the original levels from the first and second game, but they included some of the features from the later games. Like in the first game, you couldn't manual, so they obviously included manuals. In the second game, you couldn't revert, so obviously they included reverts and spine transfers. So they took the original levels and included all of the features that made the game so great in like 3, 4, Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. And it just works so perfectly, and it looks really good.
I'm so glad you can also switch those features off, though.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Which
you can switch them off. That's what I found out. So I was like, well, that's
why would you want to not manual
combo? Don't talk to me. You know, it's like
I just love what they've done with the levels, in particular, like the mall level from Tony Hawk's 1 was like it's a brand new mall back in the day, and then like they brought it out now and it's all run down and
yeah.
So it's the same level with all the same like props and grinds and everything, but like the whole environment's changed with the time. That's genius.
Really, I mean, there's so much nostalgia there for me because I remember back when Tony Hawk 1 came out, I was super young. Like 4, 5, 6 years old, and I went to my buddy across the street. He had a Nintendo 64. We would play the game, and we never had a save pack, so we would always try to play through the entire game because you couldn't save. So it's like you just get to try to speed run the game, basically. Shout out Josh. And being able to like go back and just play those again and see how they redid them and have these new features and just feel it like 2020 has sucked, but with the remakes and the remasters, it's been so great.
There's a lot in the game to do as well. It's worth the money.
Yeah, only $40 for the
so
standard.
much to do, so much to unlock. It's not like behind a paywall or anything. It's proper old school. Yeah. Do the stuff, unlock the stuff. You know,
it's amazing how
they want to do 3 and 4 as well, from what Tony Hawk was saying. And I'm all for it. I mean, I play online and people just keep catching these hands. Don't step to me on graffiti, man. I will put you in the dirt if you try to beat me in graffiti.
It's amazing how like it seems like the best games lately are the games that evoke the most positivity from people are the ones that are remakes or well done remakes of old games. Like,
It's
no
because we want to go
bullshit,
back.
no
we don't
nonsense.
We don't want to go forward.
You get the
wanna go
nostalgia hit, and you get the proper full game experience that you don't get anymore without microtransactions. Like that's the sweet spot now.
What Lance said in the chat as well, the Tony Hawk games back in the day led to a massive boom in skateboarding in the UK.
Oh yeah.
Just like when
In the
when
US
I was
too, I
like
think.
when I was 14, like everybody was skating. It was ridiculous.
Speaking of
I remember the first time round because I'm Grandpa Hammer.
well, speaking of remakes, also Mario 3D All Stars. I haven't got it yet. I have it. I believe I'm getting it from my wonderful fiance for Christmas, but I'm looking forward to it because I played Mario 64, loved it on the N64. Then I didn't play a single Mario game until Mario Odyssey on the Switch. Loved Mario Odyssey on the Switch. So now I'm thinking, maybe I've missed out on all these Mario games that I would actually like and I've never played. So I'm excited to play it.
I'm gonna take a random shot and say that you're not gonna like Sunshine, even though that's probably my favorite Mario game.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's a very divisive game.
Okay.
It's like you either love it or you hate it, and I absolutely love it. Okay. I've just been speedrunning that, basically.
Yeah, the Mario games are massive in speedrunning, obviously.
I've heard that Galaxy, is it Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2? Like, those are some of the highest well-received games in the Mario.
Yeah. People love those. Yeah. I've never played them, which is why I'm excited. I'm playing through Sunshine now, and then I'm going to play Galaxy next. I mean, I just got 3 games for $60. I got 5 games for $100, basically. Yeah. I got Tony Hawk 1 and 2 for 40, and then the 3 Mario games for 60.
Okay, but like the Tony Hawk ones are at least remastered. The Mario ones are just the same games, just running in an emulator, which they just took Dolphin, right?
Yes.
Changed the name of it, ported it to Switch, and shoved some games on it, and gave it to you. They didn't even make Mario 64 16:9, for Christ's sake. They couldn't even be bothered to do that.
Is it not?
Really? It's not 16:9? What?
Mario 64 is 4:3. Sunshine is a crappy 6:9.
Oh,
16:9. Galaxy's better.
Yeah, to be fair,
that sounds awful playing something in 4:3 on the Switch. That sounds terrible. I mean, is it terrible?
I'm not as bothered about stuff like that, to be honest. Like, I'm ready to buy Star Wars Pod Racer on the Switch again. Like, I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but like, it's the same game. There's no improvements made whatsoever. But you know, it's the Switch as well. It's handheld. You'd be able to play these games handheld.
Just take it to all the places you don't go.
If you just want to play these things casually, it's fine. But
the
whole whenever a Mario game is announced, the whole Mario speedrun community is like, we're gonna tear this apart the day it comes out, right? So like, I know all the ins and outs of this game. I don't own it. I don't play any Mario games, but I know all about it. I know all of its flaws that everybody hates. I'm like, oh, the controls have like 5 milliseconds delay. It's awful. Right? I'm complaining about it. Yeah. But yeah, then you've got the whole limited release thing.
Yeah, right? That was so weird. Why they've chosen to do that?
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's like artificial scarcity crap, but it's like they're using the whole it won't be the 35th anniversary excuse, right?
There was a rumor that the scarcity is to use up the remaining stock of the current Switch before they release a new one next year. Huh. That was the rumor.
That sounds illegal to me, honestly. Like, are you guys familiar with like all of the issues that Fallout 76 had?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it was bloody. Well, yeah.
It was obviously terrible, but they released something on the store.
Yeah. That
when it was released, it was discounted.
Oh yeah.
And like, in reality, that was supposed to be the price initially. And it's illegal to make it seem like something was discounted from the jump.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh shoot, we just need to make it this price. Just that is the price. It kind of it seems like it's along those lines where it's like, well, this is a limited time. Blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
yeah, the rumor that was that it was to sell a bunch of Switches over Christmas. Because if parents saw, oh, it's only on a limited time, I better get a Switch and the game for my kid and use up all the stock, and then they would release a new Switch. Or whatever they want to call it. Next, they'll definitely not call it the Switch U after.
yeah, holy shit.
After all those times.
Surely they're gonna go Switch Pro or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if they do, there's going to be all that market confusion.
Yeah, they did. There were rumors of a Switch Pro, but then they distanced themselves from that. I think
You don't want to pull a Microsoft.
They've surfaced again.
But like, I think that they're going to be wanting to create a new console, like a Switch 2, rather than a Pro version of the original Switch.
It's Nintendo, right? Like, they've never made like a beefier version of a home console, but all of their portables always have like, oh, here's the Game Boy, here's the Color, here's the Advance SP, right? Like the 3DS, which has been discontinued, by the way. They're not making any more.
That's
There's
true.
a little bit of news.
Yeah.
But like, they made like how many versions of that? There's like the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. And, you know, they're gonna do this for the Switch.
Yeah.
Nintendo, what they did, they looked at their handheld division and was like, that's good. They looked at their home division, said that's bad, and they just went handheld, right? But they, you know, fangled it a bit to sort of also be a home console. They're gonna do the same thing as their handheld
What a
stuff.
beautiful invention. The Switch. I love it so much. It's so great.
It was so genius because not only was it perfect for Nintendo's business at the time, right? They made good handhelds but bad home consoles, right? It's good in that sense, but it was also just a genius invention for consumers.
Yeah, Jesse raises a point. They have had a track record with this. They had the Nintendo and then the Super Nintendo. So
Super Switch.
It's the Super Switch.
Super Switch.
The Super Switch.
And then we'll have the Super Switch Pro and the Super Switch Lite, and the
Super Nintendo Switch Entertainment System.
Then the Switch 64.
Swez.
Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned this in the chat. We hadn't spoken about it, and I don't think it's on here. But I just saw a very vague, like tweet about it or something that people have managed to get GTA 3 running on the Switch. Like,
oh yeah, I know the people involved in this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it because they don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. They didn't get GTA. Nobody got GTA running on the Switch.
Yeah, okay. I'll explain
Nobody
it.
clip this. Get this out of here.
I'll explain it. It's fine, and then I'll explain why you definitely shouldn't talk about it. Everybody, shut up. Right?
Okay.
But anyway,
yeah, 5 people watch this show. We're not going to be the vector.
I'm sure there was a time when Rockstar did used to watch the podcast, but not anymore.
Well, so like, there's been a reverse engineering effort for GTA 3, like the PC version, for a while now, and recently it got like released. Like, it's an open source project and stuff, but it got like released and stuff, and you can run like, you can take this GTA 3 source code that other people have reverse engineered and made, and like take your copy of the game and just use the assets from it. Like, it just loads like the textures and stuff from it, but doesn't use any game code. And you just play through the game. So it's basically an open source version of GTA 3 that people have made from scratch, just like reverse engineering stuff. But that was a thing, and like people in the speedrunning community, you know, because we know all the code and stuff, people have been helping with that. And we actually found some new tips and stuff based on that source code. But anyway, but someone's taken this source code, they've made like a branch of it, if you know about open source stuff, and they've just gone, oh, I'm just going to port it to the Switch, right? And then they've just ported it to the Switch. And now, because it's on Switch, it's all getting these news reports and stuff. And all the guys are like, uh-oh, Rockstar's finally going to see this.
Take-Two is finally... They're going to drop an elbow on everybody.
Yeah. Because they've only done...
people knocking on doors.
They've only done GTA 3. They want to do Vice City and SA and all the 3D GTAs, right? And like reverse engineer them all and make them... Because you can just... It makes them timeless. They just get updated forever now.
Yeah.
by the community or whatever. But now people are like drawing a ton of attention to it, and especially on the Switch, is like, is Nintendo going to shut it down? Because they like to do that a lot. And Rockstar have like, I talked about it on the podcast before. There's like listings for GTA 3 on the Switch in like ratings board. There's like a Australian ratings board, like rating for GTA 3 on Switch.
I mean, I would be surprised if Rockstar didn't release at least the 3D generation games on the Switch.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But now people are like doing it for them and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's all going to get shut down. It's all going to be ruined, right? So the people involved are just like, everyone shut up about this thing, right? Like, so yeah, if you heard me talk about it, shut up, right? Don't share it with your friends, all right? Let them reverse engineer all the games first.
Yeah.
Because this is like the classic mistake that people do. Like, there was this project I remember people were trying to port Red Dead Redemption assets into the GTA 4 engine so you could play it on PC. And they announced the project. It's like, hey, we're going to announce it, and like, we've done 10% of the work, and then all these news sites report on it, and then Rockstar, bam, shuts it down, right? And then we don't get it. Like, let them finish it, then talk about it. So if it gets shut down, we already have it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So everyone shut up.
It's the same thing that's happened recently with, there was a guy, pretty much one guy on his own. There was a guy, well, one extra guy who was doing the sound stuff, but he was creating in Unreal Engine the GoldenEye for the N64. And I've been keeping an eye on this for ages because he's been working on it for so long, and it looked so good. It was so beautiful. Some of the images he showed of some of the level design, obviously faithful to the original, but some of the images that he was making, it's so good, unbelievable. And then eventually it did come through that he was contacted by the copyright holders and he had to shut it down, and that's gonna be no more again. And it's such a shame because that looked like it was gonna be such a wonderful game. I mean, that he has gone on to, he's gonna use a lot of the assets on a new game, but to the same sort of thing with different names and different levels and things like that. But it was just such a shame to see that's going to be no more, because that looked like a proper, fully remade, in the same way as like Tony Hawk's new games are completely remade to the original. This was going to be to GoldenEye, and never. I don't know why they don't just do something with it. Like, the rights holders should have just gone, okay, well, let's actually hire you, we'll sell it, and then we'll all make some money from it.
Yeah, they would make a killing.
Oh my god!
if they just did that.
I would pay full price for a completely remastered, remade version of GoldenEye. Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it just never happens. But it just has to be like fan game or fan project 101, is you don't announce it until it's finished.
Yeah, he was tweeting out about it and things like this. And
yeah. Because as soon as a lawyer catches wind of it, they have to shut it down.
Yeah.
Because it's like how copyright law works. If you don't defend your copyright against, because you're not allowed to defend it against some people, but not against others.
Yeah.
So if you don't defend it against the fans, but then some Chinese person knocks it off and puts it on, I don't know why Chinese is a bit racist, but
okay.
There's a race.
They do that. It's not racist.
There's just like a knockoff version released on the App Store or something, then you shut that down. They could be like, but you didn't shut this other thing down, and then that's a defense in court.
Yeah.
So they have to shut it down. So you just don't talk about it until it's done.
Yeah.
And you can download it.
Yeah, just release it, and then it's out there, because he was going to give it away for free anyway. So
Yeah,
which is wild. Like, what's the grounds? They're not selling GoldenEye anymore. It's like, what are they making money off of with that license?
Ownership of the license.
That's it. But like, how are they making new money with that?
They're probably not.
That?
Well, it's not that simple though, because you need to have, there's the license to the game, and then there's the James Bond license, right? It's not that stuff like that isn't simple to remake.
Yeah,
because they need to negotiate with, like, who owns James Bond? Is it like Disney or Warner Brothers or something?
I'm not sure. Ian Fleming.
Eon or something, is it?
That owns.
Okay. But yeah, to make a GoldenEye remake, you'd have to. Gaming isn't some obscure thing anymore where you can just get a license all willy nilly. Like, they know how much money it's making, so they'll.
Remember GTA San Andreas's soundtrack and Vice City, like. It take millions and millions and millions of dollars to even come close to that now.
Yeah, it just can't happen anymore.
Vice City was special when you think about all the characters, all the big name actors that they had voicing characters, and all the music. Is like you just can't do that anymore unless you've got billions.
People just know how much gaming's worth now. It's like an actual respected art form. So.
Yeah,
and in a business as well. Speaking of big business.
Oh yeah, good segue.
Yeah. Am I doing it?
Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Okay, sure. So while we were away, two of the biggest gaming/tech buyouts like have ever happened took place. And I'm gonna try to use some of my knowledge to explain why this is a big deal. But like,
it's a big deal.
We'll start with the one that everybody knows and understands why it's a big deal. So Microsoft recently have announced they bought ZeniMax Media.
Just the whole thing, the entire thing.
Yeah, it's like it's basically as if EA bought Activision or something. It's a publisher buying a publisher, right? Like they didn't just buy Bethesda or something; they bought the parent company. I need to find my notes about this now.
How much was it again? $7.5 billion.
Like $700 billion, something like that.
700.
$7.5 billion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so they Microsoft had been on this like path of like just buying a bunch of companies and stuff. They bought Double Fine, Obsidian, Ninja Theory, all sorts of devs, because they've just realized that exclusives, even timed ones, like sell games, right? Like the whole it's on Xbox and PC, and it's all PlayStation and PC, right? Like it's the only thing that defines the difference between the consoles. That the two consoles are so similar, it's the only difference.
Yeah.
So
and also
Microsoft...
they want to make money from like Game Pass and subscriptions, and
they
don't generally care where you're playing the game as long because the money's going back to them when you buy the game anyway.
Yeah, exactly. There's like it's gonna turn like the way the consoles are going, it's gonna turn into a services war. Like who has the better Netflix Game Pass thing, right? True. So Microsoft Microsoft bought ZeniMax Media. Here's a list of franchises that companies. They got Bethesda Softworks and Game Studios. They got id Software. They got ZeniMax Online Studios, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. I don't know this last few, but Bethesda alone is like Elder Scrolls Fallout, Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein, and Dishonored, right?
Yeah,
like these are big names.
Yeah, the one thing about this that excites me, it'll never happen, but like Microsoft has the tools now to actually make the perfect Fallout game.
Yeah.
Too. Because they own Obsidian and they own Bethesda.
Yeah,
Bethesda was always, in my opinion, has always been better at world building in the Fallouts, in the 3D Fallouts. We're not talking about the old ones, but like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 had significantly more interesting worlds than New Vegas, right? But New Vegas, made by Obsidian, had way better writing and characters and storytelling and everything like that. So now you just have both of them work on one game, and boom, perfect Fallout game.
Possible, but
it won't happen.
If you get your hopes up, yeah,
it won't happen.
It's not gonna happen.
The tools are there.
Everyone's been talking about it, but it's like the first thing everyone says. But I don't know if it'll happen. But yeah, so Microsoft have gone from 15 first-party studios to 23 with this one purchase. It's absolutely insane. It's like the biggest. It's definitely the biggest buyout I've ever seen.
I think I heard somewhere that it's the second biggest gaming related buyout ever, and the biggest was for like a mobile game company. The people that made Candy Crush, I think, they were bought by somebody, and that was the biggest. It was like 9 billion or something.
Oh, was that
Candy Crush?
EA bought King, I think.
EA bought King. That wasn't quite as big, though, I believe.
I'm trying to remember, was Sony's acquisition of Gaikai Studios, Gaikai, for their PlayStation Now backbone, was that not quite a massive deal?
I don't even know.
Possible.
I seem to remember it being absolutely huge, but I could be wrong.
But speaking of massive monopolization of tech industries, Here's another one that might not be such a big deal to gamers specifically, and I haven't seen many people talking about it. But Nvidia, the company that makes like graphics cards and AI tech and all sorts of like stuff, they bought ARM. So if you don't know what ARM is, it's a company that makes a certain. They're best known for making a type of CPU, an ARM CPU. And to put it simply, every single phone on the planet uses an ARM CPU. But also cars, like smart cars and all smart devices and stuff will all use ARM CPUs. Because it's like a architecture of CPU that's like new and efficient and cuts a lot of the bloat from like x64 like PCs have. But anyway, it's like used by a ton of things, and they're like this neutral British company that just licenses the tech specs of the CPU out to everyone, right? Like ARM doesn't make, it's hard to explain. They don't make CPUs, but they make like the architecture for it, like how it works. And
in a way.
yeah, like in the like instruction set and stuff.
They don't manufacture it, but they
design it.
Design it, yeah.
Well, it's not like they're not Intel. They don't make a new CPU every year or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't make like Snapdragon stuff or whatever. They just own the like license to the. I'm trying to think of a way of explaining this. Is imagine as if like for cars you own the license to a four-wheeled vehicle, right? You're not Ford. You don't make the cars, but you own the license to how four wheels interact with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon Murray does the same thing with cars in the same world. The guy that designed the McLaren F1, his electric cars are run the same way. So he designed it, but he sells the patent to the cars and the factories on how to build them as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So Gordon Murray does something very similar.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like that. But the thing is, everyone uses ARM CPUs, like phones and all sorts of stuff. But now, Nvidia, who is a customer of ARM, like the Switch is an ARM processor, and I think a lot of people don't know is Nvidia makes a lot of the car tech. Like I think that the Teslas use Nvidia Tegras and stuff like that. And there's a few. Are there Nvidia phones? I'm not actually sure if there are Nvidia powered phones.
There's a couple.
Probably.
Okay.
And the Nvidia is in the Switch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Nvidia
It's the
Tegra.
first thing he said.
Oh, it is? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No one's listening to Josh.
Sorry. I started reading this long message in the chat and I zoned out. Sorry.
But yeah, it's like if Ford bought the patent to four-wheeled vehicles, right? Like, are they just gonna stop everyone else making four-wheeled vehicles?
I would.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Nvidia's,
makes sense, yeah.
Like Nvidia has all these other people that use ARM processors are Nvidia's like competitors. It's insane. They like, in the press release they'll say, "Oh, they're going to remain neutral, just like ARM was, and license to everyone and stuff." But it's like, why would Nvidia buy this? So, but Nvidia is like really committed to ARM as like a future for like AI and stuff, because they're really doubling down on the whole AI thing now. Like, graphics cards have like AI cores on them, and now DLSS upscaling and all that.
AI cores.
I don't trust that shit, man.
Yeah, graphics cards have AI on them. Like a lot of AI is hardware accelerated by graphics cards. Do you know what the DLSS is? Like I can't remember what it stands for, but the thing that like upscales. You render if you play like 4K games, you can use this thing called DLSS, where you can render the game at 1080p, and an AI will upscale it to 4K as you're playing it.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like you don't have to render as much and stuff, but.
I saw iRobot. I don't
But
trust
like,
AI.
but like,
iRobot's a good
like,
movie.
I
Love
love
Red
iRobot.
Bradbury.
but like, electric vehicles are using like Tesla. Like that's how they do their self-driving stuff is with tech like Nvidia's AI stuff. That's how they're doing it.
Oh wow.
So Nvidia is like super committed to the AI stuff now, and I read this article and it's just like future, right? Like is Nvidia gonna be like one of the companies making like robots and AI and stuff? Like, is that where we're gonna go with this?
Yeah,
Is it the Nvidia
personal
AI?
robot?
Is it the Nvidia AI that takes over the world or whatever? Right?
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
So
There was
yeah,
a couple, I think in California, maybe, I don't know where it was, but they got arrested for driving their Tesla. It was self-driving, and they were fully reclined, sleeping on the highway. They got pulled over. So stupid.
Oh my god, self-driving is going to be the worst.
I blame
yeah,
Nvidia for that.
The thing is, the idea of like in iRobot, is it iRobot? Oh, yeah, iRobot or Minority Report, I think has that as well, where it's like it either has to be every car on the road is self-driving, or none of them are. Like
That was iRobot.
Yeah.
What
you
works,
are about to engage in manual driving. This is
like
illegal.
what makes it work is that
Yeah.
all of the cars can communicate with each other and like all go off from the lights at the same time and all this kind of stuff and just pass through each other quickly.
No.
Like
with AI cars, you don't need lights. Lights.
Well, yeah,
are only
that's it.
there
You don't
so
even need the
humans
lights.
could communicate around corners,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you don't need
True.
the lights.
Yeah.
They just drive and they'll
They
like
all know.
they'll
around
miss each other.
going.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like everybody has it's AI controlled cars, or I don't think
Like-
yeah.
Making an AI controlled car to drive itself when every other car is AI controlled is way easier than making it drive itself with other dumb humans.
Yeah,
on the-
exactly. Yeah.
Like that's the problem, is
Yeah.
getting it to not crash into people who are dumb.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're talking about this, the 7.5 billion buyout or whatever. This Nvidia buying ARM $40 billion.
Holy shit.
Like,
God,
but this is like nobody cares about this now, and it hasn't been big news or whatever. But this is like the future of AI being bought right in front of us.
Yeah, this is where it starts.
Like, yeah, this is
Meanwhile, Elon Musk is punching air right now. He's like,
Yeah,
God damn.
like every self-driving car, every phone that has like AI upscaling in its camera. Your graphics card has AI upscaling and stuff. This is how the world ends, right? Like AI takes over the world because there's AI hardware everywhere.
Yeah. And then it all turns and switch and communicates with itself, and consciousness is born, and it's like, oh shit.
But yeah,
That's not how AI works, but okay.
I know, but anyway, let's like go through things quick because we've still got a lot going on. What's Amazon Luna? I someone else was mentioning this in the chat. I don't even know what this is.
So Google Stadia.
Oh.
It's that, but hopefully less crap.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it's very
Why do
difficult to
people
make it
keep
less
trying
crap.
This?
I mentioned on the podcast, like when Google Stadia was announced, I was like, you just wait till Amazon's version come out. You just wait, because it will be so much better, because Amazon basically owns the internet. So it owns and runs the internet, the entire internet, pretty much. So Luna will be so much better. It's also so much cheaper than Stadia. So much cheaper. It's $5.99 a month, and it's basically stream anything you want. It's not $5.99 a month, and you have to buy the games. By the way,
No,
it's just $5.99 a month.
No. It's $5.99 a month to get access to Amazon's channel with a bunch of games on it. But Ubisoft, for example, have their own channel that you also have to like. You can like, if you want all the Ubisoft games, you have to give Ubisoft $5.99. If you want all the Amazon games, you give them $5.99, right? But it's still way better than like Google's one, where you pay Google and then you buy the video game as well.
They're so dumb sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, it has like Twitch integration. It uses AWS servers everywhere.
Sort of Twitch integration.
Well, sure, but they're gonna ham-fist it in. Of course they are, right? It's like.
Well, there was a theory that if you're streaming, like if you're streaming the game, why not just send the stream of the gameplay direct from Amazon servers rather than coming to you and then streaming that, and then you'd have zero latency.
Yeah, sure. Like people have been talking about that with Stadia as well. Like in theory, multiplayer games could be way better if they all played on the same server, right? But instead of having all the people communicating with their games to a server, just have the games running on the server, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so it'll probably do well. This is probably why like Twitch Prime was renamed to Prime Gaming, because they're probably going to tie it in with that somehow.
Yeah.
Well, that was just a
And
solid
the-
rebrand anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course. But
Did you notice the controller that you buy for it? Because obviously you buy a controller just like Stadia.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
controller that you get for it is purple. So it's like,
Yeah, but have you seen
I
the
see
design?
you, Twitch.
But it's literally this controller, just with less buttons in the middle, right?
Is that,
Well,
is
they
that a
just-
Switch Pro controller?
Yeah, Switch Pro controller.
Send
they
that to
just-
me right now. I need one so bad.
Yeah.
I have one. I don't use
wild
it.
to get
I was
to.
making the point that I was making was that it's purple, so
Well,
it-
sure,
it
but
ties in
Purple,
with
like the
Twitch Prime.
GameCube.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
point he's making. They're trying to bring the GameCube back.
Yes, oh, the GameCube. Yes, I want my home consoles to have carrying handles again.
But yeah,
That's
it's
the feature that's
but-
missing.
but the
See, it's always been a
world
portable
just-
console, Nintendo.
the gaming world's just everyone's like emojiing Netflix, and everyone's trying the whole services business model instead. And did we even talk about the discless PS5 that's $100 cheaper?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We
It's-
have not talked about it yet. But
Well, the
How
reason
can
is
it? Yeah.
the reason isn't because the disc drive costs $100. The reason
No.
is because then you have to buy the games through Sony, and they make
Yeah.
money back that way, right?
Yeah.
exactly. They
Like-
oh,
Console manufacturers have been selling their consoles at a loss for years. Like, it costs more to make the console than you're buying it for.
We
But the problem is-
covered all of this when the PS5 was revealed.
Oh, did we?
We
Okay,
said
never
we
mind.
said that they would like make a lot of the money back on just
Yeah. Okay.
game sales.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. But like, it's the same thing as that. Everyone's just moving towards the services model. Even
Like they
Apple
get
is trying to do
their,
it,
they
right?
get their 30%.
I was
from a
tempted to
game
get a
sale.
digital PS5. I really was because
Mhm.
I much prefer like doing everything digitally now.
I can't remember the last time
I went and I bought the disc-based version just so I could have more options. Basically,
Yeah.
that's the only reason. Because I don't watch digital Blu-rays. Why the fuck would I watch a digital Blu-ray when I can just stream in 4K anyway?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we move on? Because
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of down for gaming news. I'm sorry.
The whole Leslie Benzies company. I thought this was old news that like 3 years ago he left Rockstar and
Yeah.
created a company,
It
but then
is, but
something new
there's
was
new
in.
news about it. So yeah, so Leslie Benzies. How did you say it? Benzies.
Benzies.
Is that how you say it? Okay. Yeah, he left Rockstar and poached a bunch of the developers and tried to start a new studio or whatever. They called it. I can't remember what they called
Everywhere.
it, but it was
Everywhere it was called, right?
no.
Like, that was the game.
company.
Oh, I don't know the company.
They called, I
Rocket
can't remember. It
something
was
or
called,
other.
It was originally called Royal Circus Games, but then
Yeah.
they got into trouble with Rockstar because it was too close to RSG. It
Yeah.
was RCG rather than RSG.
yeah.
So
they
Rockstar didn't like that.
had to change their name to Build a Rocket Boy, which is
Yeah.
atrociously
Build a Rocket Boy.
pretentious.
That's terrible.
But, yeah,
That's terrible. I hate that.
but anyway, yeah. So this game has like a ton of super weird information about it, but because it's GTA Rockstar related, I kind of wanted to talk about it. So it's like he's announced this game is called Everywhere. Let me read the description of this game to you. This is all of the information about this game. You ready?
This is all we got.
Yeah, ready? It's 4 paragraphs.
I'm ready.
In the near future, technology has brought humanity to the precipice of a world-shifting change. There are those who want to use this technology to advantage only themselves, and those who want to use it to help all of humankind. Will we look to the stars, or stare only at our feet? Will we be inspired, or live in fear? There's a war between good and evil in the hearts of men and women. Everything is changing, and there's no going back. It's a game. It's a community. It's a new world. The storm is on the horizon, and it is only the beginning of Everywhere. But with like backwards E's and shit.
I remember reading that years ago when this
That-
first popped up. It's like-
That pitch, by the way, that pitch that Josh just said, that won him £40 million worth of financial backing.
Yeah,
So is that what they
companies.
updated?
Yeah, yeah,
That
that's-
he's suddenly
That's
got.
A game.
Yeah.
But it's not a game.
That's
It's more
what's
than a
brought-
game.
that's
Give
what-
me $40 million.
That's what's brought this up. He's now got tons of funding from NetEase, which is a Chinese game publisher. Makers Fund, which is like a video game investor, and Galaxy Interactive, which is a cryptocurrency investor for some reason.
Okay.
But yeah, I looked pretty hard into it because I haven't heard of this before. It's based on Amazon's Lumberyard engine, which is Amazon bought CryEngine and they made like an open source version of it with a ton of AWS integration and other Amazon crap and stuff. But this engine seems to be super cursed. Only 3 games have been released with it. None of them are like noteworthy or they're all Amazon's own companies. It's also the engine for Star Citizen. You know that game?
God.
It's never coming out.
This game is never getting released.
Yeah, it's that engine, and it's just like, it's crazy. Like Amazon's engine development team can't be that good, and it's like an open source engine, which is really weird. But I looked through their job listings because this is how you. Pro tip for anyone who wants to find out about unreleased games: read the job listings. They'll tell you a lot. But they're hiring like tons of people, mostly in Edinburgh, but some of them are in like can't remember the other place, Budapest. But the Edinburgh place, they're like hiring loads of lead positions for like various different programming roles and art and stuff, which to me tells me that they haven't fucking started yet, right? Like they've been pre-producing this thing for like 3 years or whatever, never got anywhere because they don't have like network and engine and gameplay programmer leads or anything.
Right. Okay.
And you can't have the lower positions until you have the leads.
Yeah.
So they don't have anyone. There's nothing happening.
Well, part of the lawsuit of them changing their studio names was that Rockstar were a bit pissed off that Benzies was nicking some of their staff as well. So
Yeah.
They've potentially had a little staffing cut.
Yeah,
maybe
he's just poaching a bunch of people that he knows that are good from Rockstar. Which is like companies hate this, right? Because all of their good employees are being taken by someone who knows they're good. But anyway, so they have a ton of networking jobs on there as well. So it's obviously going to be a massively multiplayer game. There's no reason they'd have this many network stuff. So it's going to be based on AWS. It'll be like massively multiplayer probably. And it's definitely based on the Lumberyard because the Budapest office, they have the Edinburgh office run by, I guess, Leslie Benzies himself. But then he got a friend from Crytek, the people that made the engine, to leave Crytek and start a studio in Budapest. So they have like the engine development and like art farm in Budapest where like labor is cheaper, and then they have like the real jobs in Edinburgh, which is where most of it's happening.
For those who don't know, Leslie Benzies is one of the 3 people who like pretty much was Rockstar Games since the early days. Him and the 2 brothers. Yeah, he did the Hauser brothers.
He co-produced a lot of this stuff. Like a lot of what Rockstar is, it's like a third him.
Yeah.
A lot of the good stuff.
Yeah.
He basically rewrote the whole of the first Red Dead Redemption because the 2 brothers called
Houses.
Can't even remember.
Hauser brothers.
Hauser. They basically shat the bed on it, and he had to rewrite all of it. Basically,
I would love to see the first drafts of the Red Dead script.
but he's known as the guy that like fixes these projects that are failing, right? Like, this is too dumb and grandiose and feature rich. Let's bring it down, right, and like make it better and tighter and stuff. And then he's making this like, everywhere vague, like massively a gamer community project.
It's gonna be everything.
Yeah, it's got everywhere. Like he's just got insane. So.
That game pitch is exactly what I would imagine his like that photo of him you see everywhere with his aviator glasses. That's exactly what I would imagine that man would pitch to be as a video game.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really pretentious photos of him and his team, and it's called Build a Rocket Boy. Like, it's like they're so full of themselves.
Is there a comma in there? Are we building a Rocket Boy, or are we building a rocket?
No,
Build a Rocket Boy.
Build a Rocket Boy.
Yeah,
and rocket is capitalized, but boy isn't.
I don't get it.
So yeah, we'll see what happens from this. My bet is nothing, but there's a lot of money riding on it, so we'll see.
Looks like a lot of people have bet a lot of money that something will happen. So.
Yeah.
I was just
Maybe.
thinking about the pronunciation of his name. If I mean, he's from Aberdeen, right? Leslie Benzies. Technically, the way it's spelled, it should be pronounced Bingus.
What?
I bet he doesn't pronounce it that way.
Yeah.
I thought it was Benzies or something. I don't know.
I've always just said Benzies. That's always what I've heard.
Benzies is the way that you would pronounce it, but in Old Scots, that collection of letters is Ingus.
Okay.
All right. And then super quick, because it's not quite GTA related, Mike Morheim, who was like co-founder and executive lead for a while of Blizzard, he's basically done the same thing. He left ever since Activision bought. He left, poached a ton of like their top talent. He's making his own thing called Dreamhaven. And they're going to make
that's a solid name. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's
Are
better.
you crazy?
That's
It's
okay.
better than Build a Rocket Boy.
I mean, it's better than Build a Rocket Boy. We've got really low standards
mean,
here in this conversational context.
Dreamhaven is the publisher. They have Moonshot Studios and what was the other one called? Hang on, let me look this up. If this loads, please load.
Did you say it was Blizzard? Compare
Blizzard, yeah. So
okay.
Mike Morheim, I can't say his name now, but he used to run Blizzard. He co-founded it.
Oh, okay.
But then the Activision buyout happened, and then a bunch of people leaving.
Yeah.
Like for ages, ever since the Activision buyout and before, when they must have known about it, loads of their top talent have left.
Yeah,
and
I
now,
saw
like, everyone hates
a
Blizzard.
headline about this where it was saying something like ex-Blizzard founder creates a company that's basically the anti-Blizzard or something in terms of what they've become.
Okay, so Moonshot Games and Secret Door is the other one.
Okay.
But you go on their website, it has way more. Like, this is newer, like 3 years younger, and has more information than Leslie's website. But by the looks of it, it's like I look at the. Can you? I don't know if it's too much work, but can you show the like website on stream?
Yeah,
Just like the landing page. Sure, I'll link it. My bad. That would help, wouldn't it? Just show the landing page. Anyone that knows Blizzard's games will get a chuckle out of this image. So Blizzard makes StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo. What do you see in this image? So there's a Protoss probe that's animated and floating above like a Diablo-esque like cart. There's like Warcraft ships in the pier. There's some StarCraft 2 knockoff Vikings in the sky. There's like a literal World of Warcraft airship in the sky. Like
is there a flying robot pissing on that cart?
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
yeah,
Looks like he's just letting rip.
He's doing like Protoss things. Like this picture is like knockoff StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft. That's what that picture is. It's amazing.
That's good.
So what I'm really looking forward to is Mike was a massive fan of StarCraft 2. So I'm really hoping that he just makes StarCraft free, but not
obviously called StarCraft.
Yeah, it'll be like Craft of the Stars or something.
Yeah.
Mark Verstappen says this RuneScape. I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm like, it looks exactly like it would be RuneScape or something.
Sure, yeah, it could do. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm a bit more hopeful with that than I am Leslie's one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. I'm done now.
Gaming news. That was all gaming news.
I've got one more super quick.
Gaming
hopefully.
news not done yet.
Okay.
So, a game released this week that racing fans might be interested in is Art of Rally.
Oh, I've been playing this.
Oh man, yes, I need to play this right now.
I watched Asker Beanie streaming it earlier,
How much
and I was
is
just
this?
like, bought $17.
Yeah.
Where can I buy it?
Steam.
Steam, Epic, and Good Old Games.
Yep.
I recommend Good Old Games because the RM3, you know.
It's got an amazing soundtrack. The cars feel amazing to drive.
Yeah.
They feel like properly heavy, but it's like arcadey and stuff.
Play that video on stream, Ruffy, that I linked.
I was just gonna show.
Do it.
It's
sorry, I'm
Josh's
linking
video.
things though.
There's so many links. I was going to show the images first.
Art of Rally is a cool
sure,
game.
I guess. Yeah, I've been playing this game a ton. Like,
Oh, I love the
between-
representation of the people.
yeah, it's amazing
Yeah.
that
Oh,
They
they
like-
just
they like-
little. Oh, yeah.
they do the rally thing of like running in front of your car and stuff like that.
Oh, really? As you go
And then-
along.
And
Yeah.
then you run them over, and
Yeah. They like
Yeah,
they try to.
well,
they
you
play
don't
chicken and
run
stuff.
them over. They sort of like gently bounce out
Yeah,
of the way.
yeah.
But, like
no
there's so
ragdoll.
many of
that's
them
a lot
all
of
around.
15-second penalties. That's all I'm seeing.
But
It's
But yeah,
so
they-
good.
they like.
Oh,
yeah, they
I
play
see how
chicken
they
in
all
front of the
start
car.
moving out
Dude,
of
the
the way.
world is so like pretty.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
cool.
the brake discs glowing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so good. This is me driving like it's the Ferrari Testarossa knockoff.
Look at how good I am at this game. Look at
Well,
So
no,
what's
I
the
mean-
what's the
It's a Ferrari 308, not a Tesla.
Sure,
so-
whatever. They're kind of similar.
what's
But-
the
They have, like-
gameplay? Is it like it's a rally, like rally stages or something, or what?
Yeah, it's
It's exactly the same as old school Colin McRae Rally. It's you do stages and you've got time to fix your car
the
between
like
stages.
the storyline pitch is that it's an alternate universe where rally was never regulated.
Yeah,
Okay.
where you know how Group B got banned for being too fast
Right.
and dangerous.
Yeah.
Group B never got banned, and
Yeah.
you've got Group B and you've now got Group S as well.
Okay.
It's great. They have there's like Finland and Japan and they have
Germany and
Ooh, can you do
Sardinia,
downhill
yeah.
downhill stuff like Initial D?
there's
I really
literally
like
the
the,
initial D stage in the game.
I really like
Yeah,
the
they're not.
aesthetics.
Nas. They call Josh DK. You know what DK stands for?
Drift King.
DK.
You're supposed to do it. You have the
I-
southern accent.
Oh, I
You're
see.
Sorry.
You're supposed to go
Sorry.
Donkey Kong, Drift King. Drift. What you mean drift? And then we play the
What you mean,
Teriyaki Boy
drift?
song.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen that movie in
not.
so long.
Blown
Yeah, so
opportunities, ruining my life.
The studio did a game before this called Absolute Drift, which is
Oh,
very
yeah, I've
much
played
like
that.
Initial D. Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's
that
the
one's
same
really
studio.
cool.
You can buy both the games in a pack.
I have
you
Absolute
want.
Drift. It's pretty fun.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
something to check
Okay,
out.
great game.
And the vehicle handling's really good in that one, so I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. I bought the deluxe edition to get the soundtrack so I can play that on stream.
Soundtrack's great. The soundtrack's just retro wave,
It's the
synthwave stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Simpson Wave. That's what I like.
Okay.
Might
good.
have to
Good
try
shout,
that.
I forgot about that.
All right, gaming news done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Let's
clocked in at 53 minutes on that. Well done.
on
boys.
gaming news.
That's what happens when you make me skip a month. I save it all up.
Let's open up the phone bank if anybody wants to get in and actually ask us any questions. If you-
Nobody does.
Yeah. Well, the phone bank is available if you want to on Discord, in my Discord.
Hey, I've got a question for all of you. So, Bruffy,
That's been one person did that, and that's just been a running joke the whole time. We have nothing else to talk about. On this podcast.
The Racing Corner. What? And I mean, stuff's been going on, Formula One races and stuff, but I mean, you know,
Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton has
Lewis Hamilton is going to win
taken
another championship
a
and beat
commanding lead.
Schumacher and
He's
all this.
a
But
leading
why is Gabe Newell in Racing Corner?
Okay, so this is great.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, Gabe Newell, him from Steam. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
He's involved in racing now. So I don't know how many people know, but he and a bunch of friends were taking a holiday in New Zealand when the whole coronavirus thing started. And they essentially got like trapped in New Zealand.
Mm.
So he's been living.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been living in New Zealand this whole time, but him and his friends have flipping loved it, and New Zealand handled the virus so well they basically don't have it there at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah, so like Gabe Newell and his rather rich friends did like they did an event for like the New Zealand people, like a free concert or something to say thank you for keeping them safe and stuff, like having them. Well, now as another way of saying thank you, since like Aussies and the Zealanders, I don't know how you say that.
Kiwis.
Kiwis, sure.
Kiwis.
Is that derogatory though? I don't know. But anyway,
No,
No.
okay. Well, since they love their racing, he's founded and funding a charity racing team.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's called The Heart of Racing, and the Heart of Racing was created to merge the two things we love the most: motorsport and giving back.
Wow,
Man, don't
dude.
you just love that? Oh no, I've been quarantined in the country. Guess I'll buy a mansion and start a charity.
They're raising money for, I can't remember what it was, Starship's National Children's Intensive Care Unit. That's what they're raising money for.
What the hell? They're raising money for aliens?
But,
What was this shit?
but what I thought was really funny is that they've done one race so far. What they did, they entered this like sort of small national New Zealand racing series. But what they did was they bought like a new Aston Martin GT3 car, spec'd it out, and they're just dominating the series just because they have more money than everyone else. It's incredible. They're in a car.
The old Mercedes, the Mercedes strategy.
Yeah. They just bought a new Aston Martin and they're racing against like, sort of out of date other GT3s and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was really funny. I'm just like reading motorsport news one day, and all of a sudden Gabe Newell's there. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Michael Jordan's apparently in the motorsport game now too.
He fund like a NASCAR team or something, right?
Yeah, he's like part owner or half owner of a NASCAR team. And Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR racer, the only African American NASCAR racer at the time, like right now. He was the one that found the noose in his garage, and like that was a huge deal. He's apparently going to be the driver for their team.
Oh, yeah, because he left Richard Petty Motorsports recently.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
All right.
Getting some. We need more people from outside motorsport coming into it. That's what we need.
Yeah,
that's how we make motorsport good.
Can you imagine a Gabe Newell F1 team, like the Valve F1 team?
He should buy Williams. Williams
was sold. Actually,
they did. They got bought out. Yeah,
and then the Williams family are now out of it as well. Stepped down.
Yeah, they left.
So
damn,
it's Williams in name, but it's just another team now.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I watched a couple of the events. I watched more of the virtual events that they had when they weren't actually racing. But it just seems like Lewis Hamilton wins every single race.
Yeah.
The Italian Grand Prix was really good.
Esports players on it. That would be good.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah. But I mean, there were a few good F1 races. There was like Monza, which was crazy because Hamilton pit when the pit lane was closed. So he got a massive penalty. I think he came like 6th or something.
Oof.
He ended up taking his drive-through stop and go. Yeah, it was a drive-through, I think. But either way, he was like 20 seconds off the back of the pack after a safety car with like 20 laps to go, and he still managed to get up to 6th.
It was a 10-second stop and go.
Monster.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But that was the best race so far, I think, because the podium was the first time for so many years that there hadn't been a single Red Bull, Ferrari, or Mercedes on the podium. It was all different teams.
Yeah, it was Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso, Carlos Sainz for McLaren, and Lance Stroll for Racing Point.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, it was like a crazy podium, insane race. And then the race after that was ridiculous as well. Mugello.
Oh yeah, two red flags in the first 6 laps.
Yeah, they had like a red flag for a big crash, and then they like restarted the race, and then they had another crash or something.
There was they had another crash behind the safety car.
Yes. Yeah, they did a safety car restart, but because of the weirdness of the track, there's like a big blind corner and then a really long straight. So like the guys at the front are trying to go slowly down the straight. Everyone's waiting for Bottas, who's leading, to go before they all go. But the problem is everyone at the back can't see the leaders. So like one guy gets a little too far away from the guy in front, so he speeds up. The guy behind him sees him speed up, goes, "Oh, we're starting," speeds up and then realizes and stops. The guy behind him's like, "Oh, we're starting," speeds up more and then slows down less. And then eventually there's just a massive pile up at the back.
Yeah, there was
out of nowhere.
6 cars on the straight. All crashed. Yeah, it's been some really interesting races this time, and I think they should go to new tracks more as well.
They actually are talking about doing
I saw that. Like that's an idea I've had so much over the years that they need to just like have 1 or 2 slots every year where it can be any track invitationals.
Holy crap! So I was just reading Mark Verstappen's message in the chat there. Apparently, for that Monza race, there was a guy who put a 20-cent bet on the podium. 166,990 to 1.
Yeah.
And with 20 cents he won 33,000 euro.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
that was
what
incredible.
For others. Why don't you do this for me?
Yeah.
That's
Imagine
insane.
if he would have. Why didn't see if you're gonna make joke bets, at least do like $10 or $20 or something like that. Don't just actually do cents. Like actually do.
You ever see odds like that? You put a cheeky bet on. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You ever see odds like that?
At
He
least
probably just
one.
did it
At
for
least
shits
like a
and giggles.
single
He was
dollar
like,
or
yeah.
pound or something.
He was like, "Oh, let's see how high I can get the odds, and then I'll put my last 20 cents on my app towards that."
Absolutely
Jeez.
insane.
All right. So Speedrun Corner.
I feel bad because it's just the podcast is just me talking all the time again. I'm sorry.
That's the best. Like, do you not understand that this is an improvement over what we had previously?
Yeah. So here's some funny news. There wasn't too much speedrun news, but something from a while ago. Rockstar recently moved GTA 5 on PC to their Rockstar game launcher. So like even if you have it on Steam, you have to go through Rockstar Games launcher first to play it and stuff. A side effect of this is that all of the known workarounds on Steam to like downgrade your game and stuff don't work anymore. And no one has found any way to downgrade your version of GTA 5 on the Rockstar game launcher now. Like you have to play the latest version. It always checks every time you try to play. This is a problem for speedruns.
I imagine so.
They play on a very specific version. I don't know why all the details, but it'll be something like some patch made something faster or some later patch broke a
Well, I
trick.
know on one specific patch, I mean, the only difference I know for sure is like on one patch, for some reason, there were no waves in any of the water anywhere.
Yeah,
so that made every water mission faster.
It's like lots of random stuff like this. Rockstar will do something online and just break something in single player. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but they never fix it because who cares about single player, right? So speedrunners are playing on, is it 1.27 according to chat? Yeah. But nobody has found a way to downgrade to that version yet. So
because everything has to go through the launcher.
Yeah, because I have to go through Rockstar Game Launcher, so nobody can do GTA 5 speedruns right now.
Wow.
So does that mean that they have like a new like classification of speedrun?
Yeah, this is going to be the only way round it. So on the speedrun leaderboard, they're going to have to make a new leaderboard. So they have an old leaderboard for 1.27 that nobody can do runs of anymore, and start a completely new leaderboard.
Wow,
this
is my time to shine. I gotta jump in.
It's not that simple though, because the problem is until a way is found on the Rockstar Game Launcher to not patch your game, they're gonna have to do this every time there's a Rockstar.
Yeah, it's gonna be like seasons of speedrunning, isn't it? Like the last 6 months.
Why can't they just
Rockstar
pirate the game? Like what? Like just pirate the game.
You can't pirate version 1.27. I don't think. I don't know the specifics. I know it's not simple because people have got so desperate. Dark Viper put like a $200 bounty. Anyone that can show them a working method to downgrade the game on the Rockstar Game Launcher will pay you $200.
Jeez.
If there's any Rockstar Game Launcher hackers out there listening,
what's Friendly Baron's opinion on this? We got to get him in here.
He probably will have an opinion, but yeah, it's a problem.
Like,
so
especially
now
if
you
you've
just
got...
have to pray that Daddy Rockstar doesn't break your speedruns every patch, because you're making a new leaderboard every month if they do, right?
But then you've got people who are, doing this on Twitch and YouTube and stuff as their career, as the thing that they do, and then it breaks it, and then they can't do it anymore. That's it. It's over. It's gone.
Dark Viper has just been doing like fun runs for ages. Like he's been trying to do like no damage runs and chaos mod and just doing fun runs to fill in the time because he can't do real runs right now.
Wow,
it's crazy.
So that move to Rockstar Game Launcher has just messed everything up, because on Steam there's like ways around it, right? You you just download the game, then you turn Steam to offline mode, and then change the game, and it can't check for updates, and then you launch it, right? But there's no such thing in Rockstar Game Launcher. There's no way around it.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
All right. So let's bring in people from the phone bank and ask see if they want to ask some questions to some of us. We'll see.
Oh my God, there's people in there.
I'm not screening this week. We're going in.
We're just going for it. We're just
Oh,
bringing
man.
them in.
I mean, we've never had issues before, so
Yeah, we've never had any issues, right?
All right, first caller is Agnew.
Hey, thank you for choosing the Choking Hazard podcast. Ask 2 questions for $5.99 a piece. As long as you get 2 or more questions. What's your question?
carry out only.
No, we deliver that one.
Oh, okay.
And you got
Oh, he
They
left
left
again. Oh no!
All right.
See, we've never had any
Great
issues.
question.
So, next question is from XX Snackle Books X.
Oh yeah, this is gonna go.
Hey, thank you for choosing the Choking Hazard podcast. Carry out any large question for $7.99. As long as you have 3 prepositional phrases in the question. What's your question?
This is going so well. I love
This
it.
is going really well.
So,
Okay.
can y'all hear me well?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear
Oh,
you. Yes, please ask
Alright,
us a question.
So this one's for Josh mostly, but you guys can chip in as well if you want to. If I remember correctly, you know how to program, kind of, right, and develop games. So if I wanted to get into developing I want to develop a 2D Metroidvania game. I've downloaded Unreal Engine, and I've tinkered with it a little bit, like I've messed with changing the character's movement speed and that kind of stuff. But do you have any tips on doing that?
So you want like a 2D Metroidvania, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're trying to do is like a really established thing that lots of people have done and is super simple, and it's like easy enough to do, and then you've downloaded the most complicated game engine you possibly could. I would say probably start smaller. If you've never done anything like it before, I know it has like a stigma and stuff, but Game Maker is honestly pretty good. You could probably do that sort of thing in Game Maker, or otherwise Unity or something with like a lot of support and tutorials and stuff. But Unreal is like shiny and new, but do they even have 2D stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, the main reason I got Unreal was it's actually free to download and use, and then if you make a certain amount of money, they start taking a cut from it. Whereas things like Unity and stuff, you either have to pay for it up front or like pay a monthly subscription fee to use it, that kind of stuff. So Unreal's, like you said, big, well known, and it's free to use. So that's why I try to dip into that.
But it's like, how do I explain this without being an arsehole? It's like,
don't worry about it. Just be an asshole.
Okay, when streamers are like, I'm gonna be a streamer and be partnered, and they worry about having making it a career and stuff. Like, just do it for fun first. Don't worry about all that business stuff. Just if you don't stream for fun or program for fun, then make it as simple as possible. Game Maker.
If you don't enjoy doing it now, you're not going to enjoy it when you're trying to make money off of it.
I like Game Maker or Scratch, even like if you just need to learn to program or whatever. That's what I would say.
So
but if you
do you recommend any programming languages, C+ or anything like that?
Honestly, one of the biggest games ever made was made in Java. For Christ's sake, just program in whatever the hell you want.
What game was that?
All right.
Minecraft.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, Minecraft. Yeah, it's pretty well known.
Yeah, it's
A little-known indie game.
A lot of programmers will be like, "Oh, this code's awful. Make the code good," right? But if you've ever read a source code, like VVVV released their source code recently, it's the most atrocious thing I've ever read. It's like written by a 5-year-old. But that's a pretty good indie game. Doesn't matter, right? Like just make a thing, right?
Yeah, don't worry about the specifics. Just do something and make it as easy as possible on yourself in the early stages to make that thing and take it from there.
Yeah, it's not the advice anyone wants to hear, because I could just say C#. That's a good language, right? But it's just whatever you like to look for. And if, like honestly, if you go through YouTube and find, hey, this guy is entertaining and has a good tutorial series for like C+, right? Like, just do that then. Like, it doesn't matter. Just find good resources, which is why I say like Game Maker or Unity, and just do that.
Thank you for the question, Snack Up.
And let us know when your
Thank
game
you,
comes
guys.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play it on the
I'll
game
be
night.
I'll be sure to shield it out on here.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Agnew's question that he actually didn't ask was about Formula One and Matteo Binotto,
it's not worth
and
it.
seems fairly. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother.
Okay.
So, Choke of the Week.
Joke of the week.
I always wait
funny.
for that. I always wait for RDTs.
Funny, you think this has been a long podcast, and yet we look at the last time that we did Choke of the Week, and that was at 2 hours and 16 minutes, and we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes now. So we always stay pretty.
Yeah, we always
scheduled.
keep. Yeah.
Not bad.
Let's see. So the chokes are a little bit longer this week. There's two that are 1 minute and a bit each, and then another one that's 3 minutes. I've been told that they're all worth watching the entire way through. So we are going to give it the time that it's necessary. If you're listening to this, head to the YouTube channel, Choking Hazard Podcast, Choking Hazard Gaming, and you can watch them at this point on the broadcast, on the video. But we've got two that are Fall Guys. That's new to the podcast. Only one GTA clip this time.
Boo!
Told this before you joined us.
So not starting at the front, first of all. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I started.
Yeah, can you restart, please?
Yeah, can we restart?
Actually, I might
restart
need to.
the session.
I might need to restart because that didn't look very good.
Restart the session. Had to go through. We didn't dedicate a whole 50 minutes to my cars, okay? Each car got 5 minutes apiece, and that was a total of about 25 minutes.
We started with everyone's life update, and then I kept talking for an hour, and then.
No, you're way too self-conscious about your talking.
Yeah,
Stop.
no, you definitely did not talk that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, I felt like I was talking too much this episode, but
Every time I open my mouth, I'm talking too much. So
I feel like Bruffy's talked the least.
no, but honestly, that's how I feel. It's like when I'm going through a point, I feel like I need to wrap this up right now because everyone's gonna think that I'm hogging the mic right now.
Has he told people he started already yet? No.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, sorry. We started again.
Are you?
We started again. I keep forgetting to tell you I've started. All right.
That's Choke of the Week right there. Never mind.
All right. We've seen the start of this 3 times now, but all right.
we haven't.
You guys haven't, but
Start from like 20 seconds in.
no. I'm starting at 0.
Okay.
I'll tell you when I'm going to start. I'm going to start now.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay, we're on Fall Mountain final round.
Oh god. Final round of
Okay.
Fall Guys, Fall Mountain.
Don't forget to press R2 to grab the crown.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Starting at the not starting at the front. I think we've got some helpful
Oh, we got commentary in the video.
Yeah.
Good. I don't even have to do anything.
Right
I'm
on
just
the
gonna sit back and chill.
Oh, he fell over. Alright, okay, it's looking pretty bad, but you know, he's not going
you never
right.
know. It's just
sorry,
just
he's going right instead of left. That's already bad.
Oh no, now he's it's
No,
over.
right's quicker now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
New meta.
There's
New
no
meta.
catching them now.
You
That's
made
it.
it.
It's over. Oh,
balls flying.
they've had issues.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sort of
avoided
walked
that hammer.
oh, the comeback.
Oh man.
Whoop. No one's
He's
on the
gonna
other
get
side.
it. What?
That's a win right there.
What?
What?
No.
What?
And he lost.
Oh, he
I don't
firmly
understand.
depressed R2 to grab the crown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he was
I
hanging
don't-
onto that crown.
I don't quite get it.
Okay.
I would throw my controller through the TV.
I don't quite understand the legitimacy of that choke.
All right,
We go
next
straight
one.
into. Okay, yeah.
Into the
Yeah,
lead
yeah,
after
straight-
20 minutes of racing on
Yep,
GTA.
J5. It's a 30-minute race here.
Yeah, we're
Second
coming on to
last lap.
second last lap. Yeah, skipping
We're
through.
speeding up.
Coming around to the end of the second last lap. Oh, that's a big mistake.
No.
Oh, wow, he's had a huge mistake.
He's still in the
Huge
lead, though.
mistake.
He had
Yeah,
a
he's still
massive
leading.
gap. And, oh no, there it goes. Yeah, we second.
He could bring it back though if he.
Yeah, there's still another lap to
consistent.
go.
Yeah.
He's right behind the leader.
His car is pretty damaged,
Yeah,
though,
it's
I will
true.
say.
Final
Yeah,
lap.
I mean,
32 minutes into the race.
okay. Gets overtaken a little
Loses
bit.
second there. Second place comes on. Takes the position.
How long are these laps? Jesus.
Yeah, long laps, long track. Oh, there's another.
Oh,
Oh, that's a bad
right
one.
under him.
Underneath the undertake.
I mean, you can tell on his collisions, you can tell how badly damaged his car is. as
Yeah.
well, 'cause it just kind of pops up in
How
the air.
long are these laps? 2 minutes
like
and 20
the-
seconds. Jeez.
Finishes fourth after having the win in the bag. He had such a big
Ooh.
gap as well. The real choke is doing a race full of Zions.
Whoa, this YouTube video actually has the chapters.
Yeah, like
Oh, there's
Like,
the
this seems
sections.
unnecessary, but I like it. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
seesaw.
It's a full seesaw run for you
A
guys.
full seesaw run. Okay, 3 and a bit minutes.
Is
This
this
one.
this is the first round though, right?
looks like it's
Uh,
42.
yeah.
It can be a second round as well.
Yeah, there's only 42
Unfortunately.
people. in it,
But there's
so-
42 to qualify, right?
Yeah, so this must be
yeah.
first round of the.
Oh yeah, there's like 60. Yeah.
Doing well out in
Yeah,
front.
this is all right. This I don't think I've had a
he's
seesaw
going
go
well
this
on
well.
Seesaw, going well.
He's not doing the thing where you run along the top of the hitbox of the fences.
He or she, we don't know. You
Oh,
know,
okay,
we
sure.
actually don't know.
All right.
Yeah, they're women in gaming.
I mean, it might be. It's my
I
bad.
mean,
I've
I
never
mean,
seen
I'm,
one.
I mean, I'm dating her at the moment, so can confirm.
Oh shit!
why I
Can,
said
can
it.
confirm.
Oh no, that's not good.
Okay, there seems to be some contradicting evidence to my my case here.
That joke of the week.
How is this a choke? I mean, this is.
Oh no! Oh
Well,
no!
that's okay. I mean, it's still so far out in the lead. 42 people to qualify.
yeah. Totally.
Yeah, but now you got all these plebeians on the seesaw.
Oh, I know. This is where I raged.
All these smooth
I got a new
brains.
donation sound out of this.
These smooth brains.
Oh my god! Yeah, there's
People who don't know how seesaws work.
No, woo 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 woo.
high and then run over. Oh my god, they're stuck now.
But now, the selfish people who don't have a clue what they're
It's
doing are the
alright,
ones
still-
who benefit
still
from
plenty
it.
of time. Not
It's
many,
all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not
Yeah.
many people have qualified.
Yeah, there's still only
got time.
13, 14
Go to that
people.
side.
no, stay that side. No, what are you
Oh,
doing?
no, 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 no.
Uh,
Just no-
Come
Oh,
on,
no,
this
no,
is
no,
this
no.
is in the bag, man. No.
Oh, no.
Just
Oh,
pick
please.
one side. No.
At what point is this a choke, and at what point is it just
All right, this is looking pretty bad now.
incompetence?
All right.
There's still
This
still
is
time.
so close, though.
Oh,
like,
no!
No!
Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous.
I know a man that would call this a full capitulation. Here. That's what this is.
Oh, don't
There's-
go yet.
Oh, no, no, no.
No, no. Oh, God. A 35
If
had
you
qualified
get-
out of 42,
if you go
36.
to the back of Seesaw, you're doomed.
How has this lasted so long?
Oh, my
I mean,
God.
it's still, it's
All
still
smooth
possible.
brains.
The thing
it's
is, there's
still
5
possible.
more people to qualify, and there's still
Oh, she-
enough people
she's
in
got it,
front.
she's got
This
it,
is
she's
it.
got it.
This is it.
She's got it.
This is it.
There's
Oh, there's one guy hanging on the left, isn't there? No.
No! He was just waiting. Oh, what a scum.
Oh,
Oh, and then the
Wow,
the
thanks,
jump
I hate
over
it.
the
That
over
made
the
me
line
so
as well.
angry.
After it already eliminated, but the jump was done, was ready to go.
you get what you freaking deserve.
I'm so upset at that.
Oh, that makes me
So
sad.
disappointing to
I'm
watch.
so sad. Like always at the final checkpoint as well. It's not as if like there was anywhere where we were just early into the run and just had a bad run or anything. It was so close every single time.
Oh, that stressed me out.
All right, straw poll in the chat. Is straw poll back working again? Straw poll stopped working for a while.
Was it
Seems to be
busted?
working.
Okay.
No issues.
No, just by accident. I'm not gonna look
Chalk
at it.
1, 2, or 3. Vote on the straw poll, whatever you want. Whoever's here.
How many people are here?
230 people are here.
230.
I think the 300 at the start was a glitch because other people in the chat were seeing 166. Like over
Yeah, I
200.
saw 166.
Hey to the J.
Oh.
To the J, I swear to God.
Where did not?
Hey, the J. Wow, I haven't heard that name in ages.
Hater the J was on this podcast as a guest.
He was
He
at one
was.
point. Episode 12. I don't know what episode it was. honestly.
I was going to say, if that was accurate and you remembered that.
Yeah, we talked about our real lives and no one watched it. I remember.
We need a guest again.
Do we? There's already 5 of us. It's already.
It's already
We're
so
not always
crowded.
all here every week, right? Like,
True.
Is there a clear winner this time on this chalk?
I hope so. There's one clip that deserves to win and two that does not. So
Yeah.
it's the
I mean,
GTA one that deserves to win, right? Not
Yeah, if the
We've
GTA one doesn't win, I'll be
had,
very surprised.
We've had 66 votes so far, and there is one clear winner at the moment.
Yeah, well, I'm going to vote for chalk 3.
I think it's pretty universal, yeah, right?
wow, you all came to the correct decision.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
If it's not
You
unanimously
normally
chalk
complain
3
they
on the
don't not.
poll, then
The first one wasn't a choke, unfortunately. I don't think.
I didn't think the
That seemed-
first one was a choke.
Yeah, the first one was. I mean, that was. I
It
mean,
was
maybe
just bad luck.
the latency choked, but not necessarily him. He actually won, and then the game just robbed him.
Yeah.
So
The second one was definitely a choke, but not as good of a choke as the third one.
So you boys all voted choke number 3. I also voted choke number 3, and so did the chat. Well done, chat.
Good
Yeah,
job.
good job.
Faith
Wow.
restored.
good job, everybody.
The second
So-
one.
So joke number 1 was in 3rd place. That was Bloody Squirrels and his Crown-tastrophe. Joke number 2 was Major Copyright. He came in 2nd with his GTA choke. And joke number 3 was Jessie, Thieves in the Night, with her fabulous round of Seesaw. Just astounding round of
That was
Seesaw.
incredible. That's one of the best chokes that we've had. I think
Yeah,
choke
it's
2 was good enough to have won a different week, but nothing could have gone up against that apart from like Johnny's original choke of the year, I think. And
Yeah,
won.
oh, Johnny's choke. I look back on that choke with fond memories.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Congratulations,
Jessie
Jesse.
says she swears she's good at this.
You are
That's-
terrible.
that's the way
You
I'm
are
good at the
awful. You are horrendous. Well done.
That was a great. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
that was
watching
worth
that.
the 3 minutes of watching it. It was right.
It was like second-hand cringe. It was great.
All right, that's us done. First time in 2 months. Got through it all
Yes.
with all 5 of us as well.
Yep.
Next
Amazing.
game night in 2 weeks' time, we're going to play Among Us, maybe?
I'd like
Maybe.
to.
Yeah,
We
I'm up
should.
for it.
Yeah, sure.
I won't be joining you for that.
Yeah, we don't need it anyway. It's a game
Why
night.
are
We
you
don't need
so Why are you so hostile towards video games? Sometimes I've noticed this. You're so hostile.
I don't like it. It's a bad game.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're in here.
I don't want to waste my time. My time is precious to me. It may not be precious to you, Moss, but my time is
The
precious
5
to
of
me.
us have spent hundreds of hours playing a bad game. Like you can add
I
2
would-
more.
I would,
Miss it.
There's levels to this game. There's bad and there's Among Us. So yeah,
that bad?
I'll hard
Cameron's
pass on
like,
that
whoa.
one.
Oh, this has been in other games before, so like it's not a good game. I'm like, and Bruffy and I were both like,
That's not the only reason.
Yeah.
I didn't say that was the only reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, man.
Buzz Killington over here.
We should. I think we should get some people from.
Yeah, I was
Why are you
thinking.
so anti me being not liking a game. I'm allowed my
You
opinion.
can
am I
not like a game, but you're so
Yeah, there we
hostile.
go.
You're making me afraid.
All I'm doing is expressing my opinion. That's all I'm doing.
Well, your opinion's very aggressive, and that hurts me.
says fucking
yeah,
Nos.
of all of us who could have said that.
Kettle and Black, fuck's sake.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, I was thinking that we would get some other people in, like we could get Zexy in, maybe Josh's good misses as well, or I was thinking maybe Hammer's lady.
Forgot her name.
Hammer's lady until Hammer decided that he didn't want to play at all, but and try to up the numbers at some point before that. But we'll figure that out before.
Let's get,
I feel like making
Borsky,
Xerxes play it seems a little unfair. I don't know if is she capable of lying?
Is she capable of lying? I don't know. I mean, I'm terrible at lying.
She seems extremely trustworthy. I feel like she would just start off with like, "Hey guys, so I'm not a crewmate. I don't know what to do."
That's fine. Gale Viper's just nominated himself in my place. He'll be my champion for Among Us.
I don't think you get a say in nominating who you can have on. If you're gonna not play, then you don't get a say in who does play.
Oh no, I've nominated my champion. That shall stand.
This isn't Game of Thrones.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Do you guys want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you all in a little bit.
See you later.
See you later, guys. Bye bye.